Cool.
Yep. See, I told you, don't mess with the earbuds. Don't touch the earbuds. They're way too sensitive. You gotta
I
just
think
leave them
so.
alone.
It's like note to self: just stop touching them altogether.
Right? Just leave them alone.
Hmm.
I've done one of these without the earbuds make it easier, but I've done one of these before where I thought that the earbud was the only way that not only you would hear me, but that people watching this would hear both of us is if we had earbuds. And I realized that that wasn't true at all because there was one video, like my longest one, my 3.5 hour one. Halfway through that, I had to get in the car and go run errands. Like I had shit to do, but the guy didn't
Yeah.
want to stop talking. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm just going to take you with me. And every time I took out the earbud, because it was like a private thing, like I was at the bank or paying rent or whatever, I went back and listened to the video and you could hear everything. Like even when I went to the bathroom and took the earbud out for courtesy, you could still hear me pissing in the background. So I'm like, oh
Oh
fuck.
shit.
Man. Like I'm not gonna edit out that part. Y'all can listen to me pee. I don't care. But when it comes to
Right.
when it comes to the banking information and my address that ended up in the video, I don't ever edit, but I have to. I gotta cut that out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely to be cut out.
Yeah. But yeah, and it sucks too because like I said, I do not edit. Like if there's anything that you don't want heard, don't say it because I do not edit.
Gotcha, man.
And
Right on.
yeah, and I made that mistake on my own, so now I have to go against my own rule.
It seems like a good thing to break the rule for, though. It's like I
Oh
just gave
yeah,
out my banking
absolutely.
information. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know it by heart, so when I go into the bank, I say it out loud, and it was
Oh yeah.
all caught on the video.
Oh my
So yeah,
god.
yeah. So that was caught on the video. My daughter's name was caught on the video. My address was caught. Like everything was on there.
Oh damn.
So I've got to go in and wipe all that out.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So how do you usually do it? Do you like just record the Skype conversation and you put it on YouTube?
Yeah, yeah. Like I have a whole. I didn't realize there'd be so many because like when I told people that I brought it back. Like I brought my podcast back. Like I went 3 years without posting anything because
Oh, okay.
when I was doing not the brightest crayon before, it was just me, just
Okay.
like doing reviews of weird products or just reading dumb shit that I thought was funny or whatever. And a lot of the time, like as I'd read things dry, I'd never go and study. I'd never go in studied, and I'd never go in with a script. And so I would read things dry, and a lot of them had me fucking dying. But I got bored with it really fast because it was just me talking to myself. It was
Yeah.
really fucking boring. So I stopped doing that. And now I have updated software where I can bring people like you on, cool people like you on. And it's just a lot better to be able to bounce off, just talk to someone. But yeah,
Absolutely. Exactly. You
uh,
need that. You need somebody to bounce like, you get in that little flow with.
oh
It's
my
only
God.
something you can do on your own.
I went for a run today for the first time in 5 years, and I feel like such a like lazy piece of shit. It was horrible, man. Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Well, like my best friend who like lives 8 miles from me, he's 10 years younger than I am, and has gotten to the point where he's kind of like in the fight or flight mode, so he wants to enlist.
Oh
And
wow.
like when I went in, I made sure that I would pass all of the tests before I even went to boot.
Okay.
You don't want to rely on boot to pass because then it increases your chances of failure because when you stop sleeping and they start pounding that food down your system and just all that shit will change how your
Yeah.
body reacts to things. So if you can be physically ready before you get there, you have better chances. So we
That's
pulled up
smart.
all this we pulled up all the specs of what he needs, and I'm gonna work with him to do it. But we went out there for a run in that hot Florida heat, and I was like, ugh, why? Like I'm offering to train him, and I'm like dying out there. Like I don't. I think maybe I'll just be like I'll just I'll just be a friend and help you. I don't think training is going to be the right
I
word
don't
at
know,
this
but
point.
trainer, yeah, at this point,
Yeah.
right? Your brain still thinks you're that age and you can do it, but your body's like, nah, bro.
Like, but like I haven't run like the whole time I've been in Florida. We've lived in Florida for 5 years. I have not run.
Are you in Florida now?
Yeah, I have not run since we moved here. So, and it's that heat that I'm used to, but I've never run in it. I've gone to the beach in it. I've spent all day
Yeah,
outside in it. I've never run in it.
yeah, it's
And
a big
now
difference.
I'm running and I'm like, what am I doing? Like we chugged a bottle of water before we even went outside, but it didn't help at all. So, yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
But like I mean the good thing is the funny part is he is so competitive that when I had to stop and walk,
Yeah.
he wanted to badmouth me, but
Hmm.
was feeling like he was going to die at the exact same time.
Oh,
So,
so you guys kind of hit the wall at the same time then.
yeah, that was the
It's
funny
like
part.
it's
He
like
was
he's gonna
hyper
trash talk
competitive.
you, but then it's like, wait a minute, hold on, I'm not feeling too
Yeah.
good myself.
Yeah. And he admitted that when we got back here, he's like, "Dude, if we had continued going and you didn't stop, I probably would have thrown up." I was like, I wouldn't have thrown up, but I
I
wouldn't have
always like I always make sure and like check before I trash talk too. Like if I'm
yeah,
driving and stuff, I'm like, you fucking idiot, how could you be driving? That's 5 miles with your blinker on. Wait, let's make sure mine isn't. Okay, it's not good.
right? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Or you trash talk them, right? And it turns out that they heard you and then you meet them at a red light.
Yeah, right,
And then it's
exactly.
that awkward Kermit meme moment where it's like, "Oh
Oops.
shit. Hi. How are you?"
How you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't yell at people in the car unless they're in the car with me.
Yeah, yeah.
I Yeah, it doesn't help. Like
I'm more
my
just
what
like I don't yell at people outwardly or whatever. I just kind of like will sit there and like talk crap and like rant a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
oh my god, what the hell, man? You call
right?
that a lane change? You don't deserve to drive a Volvo.
Oh my god. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, yeah. I get that part. Like internalizing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I may
yeah.
do it all day, because
Oh my god.
I'm a truck driver, so it's like,
I can't
um,
even imagine, man. The shit you
yeah,
see. I can't even
yeah.
imagine.
It's just, yeah, you're just like, oh my god, how do you act that way around a truck? Like you'll see somebody just kind of cut right in front of you, on the freeway speeds or whatever, and then like not speed up and get out of your way. It's like, dude, you realize like even if I like wanted to stop or had the reaction time to stop, like I physically can't, right? Laws of physics, get how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go out and my run is 3,000 miles long, but the cool thing is I only have to do it every other week. So it's
Oh,
like,
nice.
yeah, I just got it. I just fell into it like an amazing setup. And so it's kind of, that feeling when like you go home Friday, like at the end of the workday on Friday, like before, as you're starting like a week off, or like a week vacation. I get that every
Yeah.
single time I get off work.
Yeah.
Every
Right?
I go out Sundays, come back Fridays.
That is cool as hell though, because like you're out for a week, right? You're out for a week and home for a week, off and on,
Yeah,
off and on.
exactly.
That is cool though that you fell into something where you can actually afford to do that. That's pretty cool because
Yeah,
I've
it's
heard I've heard nightmare stories about truck drivers, what they have
mhm.
to go through to keep their job and lease their truck, and
Oh
I've heard
yeah,
nightmare. So like the setup that you have is that's pretty cool.
yeah. Like I'm not owner operator. I'm not leased on or anything like that. I'm a company man. So what happened with me was I left San Francisco back in 2017 when I got married, and it was just too expensive. We looked all over the Bay Area, and on like Zillow or whatever, Craigslist for apartments, and we're like, no, not a damn thing. And so, long story short, we ended up in Sacramento, so I got a new job out there. But then when the marriage didn't work out, like last fall, I was like looking around, where am I going to live now? 'Cause I wasn't into Sacramento. I was like, I could forget about the Bay Area. It's going to be too expensive. And all my friends were like, dude, no, dude, there's like Like everybody's gone. San Francisco's a ghost town now. Like you should come back. There's for rent signs everywhere. And sure enough, so I just called them up and got my old job back, and they're all happy to have me back. So they're like, how do you like? We're looking now. I had 4 more years of experience. At the time I left, it didn't have snow experience, for example. But
Yeah.
then, like a few winters ago, like 3 winters ago, I had a regular run going up into the Sierra over like Donner Summit, as a name for the Donner Party. um,
Oh yeah.
I'm like, they're like, yeah, go up there. I'm like, yeah, it's good. Nothing bad's ever happened to winter travelers there before.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
No,
Never.
no, not at
Not
all.
once. Ever.
but but yeah, and then they're like, okay, because we're looking for somebody to cover. They had their guy, this guy Mike, who had been on their longest run in the company, 6 days, because it's the company is like mostly local. Most runs go out and come back the same day.
Yeah.
Before it's just going out and then coming back the next day, that kind of stuff. Or occasionally a 3 day run like that to LA. And the other guy does it every other week. So we're looking for somebody to go opposite him, and he recommended you. So it's like, okay, perfect.
Right.
And
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's
the
do it.
run pays like a set number of hours. All the long haul runs pay a set number to where it's like, this run pays 100 hours. I'm like, well, a 2 week paycheck is 80 hours technically. So all I have to do is it every other week. So it worked out.
Hell yeah. So you're
Yeah.
you're literally getting paid. Um, what would it be? 2.5 weeks. You're getting
Yeah.
paid 2.5 weeks to work one. That is fucking cool.
Right.
That is cool, man.
So I only have to work every other week now.
Hell yeah. How can you
So it's
beat
like,
that?
I'm just like, damn, and this is so ideal. And plus the run itself is cool. I mean, it's like my deliveries on the run are in southern Colorado. Like my first, I'm in San Francisco, California,
Yeah.
and my first delivery is in like the town of Dolores, Colorado, all the way in the southern part of the state. Kind of like after you go past the Four Corners Monument and all that,
Yeah.
uh, about an hour past that, and then I go. There's another town nearby called Mancos, and then I go to Durango, and so it's like those three towns, and then Durango, and then from there, it's like my stops are in like Taos, Santa Fe, Albuquerque, and down in New Mexico. Taos, Santa Fe, Albuquerque, and then this town called Las Cruces, which is all the way down, like kind of about 45 minutes from El Paso. And then I go west, and there's like this town like an hour off the major freeway that I got to go to, and then come back. And it's
Nice.
like, yeah, it's a
That
delivery
is
route
cool.
where it takes about 2 days to get to the first stop.
Nice. So you
Yeah.
do you notoriously like just like personal? Do you sleep at truck stops or do you just pull over?
I go truck stops, just for the food, restroom, facilities. Although I have pulled over before, I've slept in like kind of random spots before. Um, Sometimes it won't necessarily be a truck stop; it'll be like a truck parking area,
Yeah.
uh, where on this old Las Vegas run I used to do with a company I worked for in between. I After everything, all the deliveries on the way back, there's a town called Baker, California, and which is just like the only thing that's in this town is just tourist traps, tourist attractions.
Hell
Uh,
yeah. Right. Yeah,
and
those are
so
everywhere.
yeah, and the rest of the town is just like housing people to work at these places.
Right?
And so there was a big gravel lot right across the street from the world's tallest thermometer,
The
and
world's tallest thermometer. Nice.
yeah, at 134 feet. And to in recognition of the highest temperature ever recorded in Death Valley, which was 134 degrees. So,
Jesus.
but it's just like this big gravel lot, and like it says "Truckers Welcome." It's like, okay, perfect. There's a
Hell yeah.
restaurant down the street, and then I'm down the street the other way. There's this place called the Alien Fresh Jerky, which is just like a beef jerky slash souvenir shop with this amazing alien theme to it. And
Nice.
yeah, there's like green aliens. They actually converted the whole building to look like a giant alien landing craft and put a little window up top with these green aliens in silver spacesuits, like quote unquote, driving it.
Dude, that is cool.
Yeah, and I was like, yes, this is my spot. So I'll pick a
Oh
few
yeah.
spots for that too. You know,
I mean, do you have to carry just in case you got to pull over for
do I?
protection? Do you
Mm-mm,
guys need to carry? No.
no, yeah, don't worry about it. I just lock the doors at night.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, and plus, when I'm in there in the cab, it's like, pretty much. I think people in general like know if you see a truck like just sitting there and like the curtain is pulled. It's like if you start messing with that truck, like there's a trucker in there, like they know that truckers are ready to go in a moment's notice, like and
Yeah,
give
fair
them,
enough.
yeah, yeah, like so people just generally stay away. Like, okay, like that trucker will not, if I wake this trucker up and he's, I'm fucking with this truck right now, he will, yeah, he will throw down
Yeah,
on me.
this is gonna be a problem.
Yeah, there's gonna be a problem. It's not, it's gonna be my problem.
I know. I never went for my like. I wanted to go for my CDL, but I'm way too much of a pussy to drive big trucks.
Okay.
So yeah, I really am. I wanted to get my CDL because I wanted to work for when I was doing traffic control down here. I
Hmm.
was setting up the cones and the warning signs and the stop and slow paddles and interrupting people's day. That was my job. And I
Okay.
wanted to get my CDL to go work for the power company, the people that I was building the zones for.
Yeah.
Because first of
Just
all,
like
they
buying
get
dump trucks and stuff.
well, yeah. I mean, first of all, they get paid a shitload, and I'm not afraid to go up on a 40, 50, 60 foot pole. I'm not afraid of doing that.
Yeah.
So the only thing stopping me was that damn CDL because you need a Class A in order to drive those bucket trucks. And
Oh yeah.
but I never had the money to go take the test and then,
Dude, as
and
a
then
veteran, you can
what's
totally
that?
get financed. As a veteran, it's really easy to get financing for it.
I actually tried to be honest. And believe it or not, like the where I am, the those programs are not here. Like I tried, I reached out and they said that the
Yeah.
region that I'm in, yeah, the region I'm in doesn't have it. Otherwise,
That's
I would have because like I didn't have $400 out of pocket to go and fail, and then have to pay it again to go and fail again, and keep doing that until I finally passed. I didn't have that coin,
yeah.
um, so I eventually was like, I yeah, fuck it, and I tried starting my own, not power company, obviously, because that'd be stupid, but I tried starting my own construction crew building those zones for power and construction companies that need to be in the street. And I had everything going there. I already had a crew selected. I had my insurance agent. I had all that shit. And then COVID hit.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, so getting the funding to go buy the truck and buy all of the equipment that was squashed. Like,
Oh,
god damn, man.
like just did not need that.
Yeah, no, I mean I'm not like a fate kind of person, but I do when I try really, really hard to do something and it doesn't work, um,
Hmm.
I take it as like I'm not supposed to do that. But of course I am stubborn and I'll try again.
Yeah.
So like when I say that I started the business, I mean I started it. Like I paid the $600 to get the LLC and I got the license and I got everything. Like
Okay.
I still have the booklet here. And I went and I hired a crew and let them know like when I wanted the start date to be, and then I had the truck selected, and I had the kind of like poaching, but I already had the power and construction companies like in my pocket that I wanted to work for.
Sure.
Approaching the general foreman, going, "Hey, if I start my own, you wanna?" And they all
Yeah.
said yes. Like everyone that I worked for was like, "If you're gonna do this good of a job, then yes." Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Like you
So I
already
had
had, if you
yeah,
already
like
have customers in place.
I had all of that shit, and then getting privately financed or publicly financed or financed by the bank, it just didn't happen. But I went everywhere, man. Like I tried for 14 months. I did not give up. 14 fucking months. I tried every avenue I could think of. I went to a bank, I went to a credit union, I started a GoFundMe. I did all that shit. And I just couldn't um I couldn't get the funds to do it. Like
Couldn't get the
all I
startup
needed,
capital.
well,
Would
all
it be?
I needed
Yeah.
was a truck, down payment for all the insurances, because I already had my agent. I already knew what the price was. I needed to buy a shitty truck that I could fucking register for business use. I needed the down payment for the insurance, and then I needed enough equipment to do the main jobs, and
Yeah.
then spread out to the other jobs from there. But just the main ones that we usually always did, 9 out of 10 times we did them. Though that's the equipment I needed, and I could not get the funding for it. It fucking sucked so bad. Ugh. And then of course, well, no. Here's the really shitty part. You want to hear this?
Yeah.
After 14 months, I was like, okay, I guess I'm not supposed to do this. I'm just going to walk away. Maybe I'll try again later. So I let the LLC dissolve.
Oh shit.
So because I didn't renew it. Because after a year, you have to renew it. Then they give you 2 months of leeway saying, like, hey, you haven't sent your stuff in. You haven't sent your stuff in. And then at the start of that third month, they dissolve it. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, they give you 61 days. At that 61, you're done.
Yeah, that
Then I
makes sense.
start get then I start getting flooded with emails from all of these fucking companies that I reached out to that are
Yeah.
now saying, "Hey, we're ready to hire you if you're ready to work." Son of a bitch.
Oh, damn it. Yeah. And, it sounds like yeah, it sounds like it's just COVID. Like everybody was kind of shut down for a while, and then it's like the second things reopen.
Like it wasn't that I wasn't patient, it's that I could not afford another $600 to
Yeah.
renew my LLC.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
could
okay.
not renew that business license for another $600. And the reason
Oh,
it would have been $600 is because I didn't use it. I had no I had not used it the entire time I had it. So there were no discounts. There was nothing I could claim to lower the price down, nothing. And yeah, fuck it, dude. It dissolved, and then I started getting flooded with emails like, "Hey, if you're ready to work, we could use you next week." I'm like, "God damn it!"
damn it, man. What are you gonna do? You're gonna try and get the money together to get it back, or what?
I might like I'm kind of trying to wait, to be honest, because while I was doing this, I was actually working for a company that did the exact same thing. Um, and somehow it got around, although we called it the Flagger Network. There was a lot of shit. So you never really knew what to believe or who to believe, so I was fine. When someone would come up to me and say, "Hey, is it true?" I would just say no.
Mm-hmm.
Or I would make up something else to get them to spread that around so that they'd leave me alone.
Right.
Because I knew they would. I would feed them information so that they would go spread that around, and then they'd leave me alone. But it'd be information about me, but it'd be completely false. That way
Okay.
I could see who the players were that were spreading all the bullshit.
Right. Right.
Um, I'm good at doing that. If I want to know if you're gonna lie to me, I'll tell you something. Or if I want to know that you're gonna say, "Hey, I won't tell anyone," and then you're gonna go off and tell someone, I'll feed
Yeah.
you fake shit to listen. So
You
because
know
when
what?
it
I saw
circles
that.
back to me,
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw that on an episode of Game of Thrones once. Tyrion, did that where he knew that there was some kind of information leak in the castle. So he went and met with everyone individually they thought it might be, and he told them a story. They changed one fact in the story for each person and said, "Don't tell
yep,
anyone else." And don't, I'm only telling this to you. And then once the story came back around to him, he knew exactly who it was.
yeah. I never watched Game of Thrones, but I do understand the concept. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
The
so like what
first
basically
time I saw that they used was like, that's pretty good, man.
kind of glitching out there, bud.
Am I good
You
now?
you got all grainy and slow. I don't want to lose you, man. Where are you at?
Oh, weird. Yeah, my internet connection's a little wonky here, but can you see me?
Oh, I
You know
can
what? I'm
see
gonna get
you.
off Wi-Fi.
I can. Yeah, it's just it's grainy and it's slow. Oh, is it the Wi-Fi doing it?
Yeah, I think it's the Wi-Fi. It's been like pretty spotty in here. I don't know what the story is.
Yeah, Xfinity's been being stupid, so that's the Wi-Fi I use. They've been.
And is it better now?
Yeah. I mean, it'll definitely clear up. There you go. I mean, you're still green. Yeah, there you go. Yep. The mask is coming off. There you go. I can see you again. Breathe in, breathe out. But yeah. So where the hell was I? Oh yeah. So what I'm planning, if I do plan on ever doing it again, if I do plan on going for it again, I'm gonna wait at least 12 months after the date that I left the job, so that there is no way that they can sue me
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
or like try to, you know what I mean? If
Yeah,
I
yeah.
pursue this if I pursue this 12 months after I voluntarily left or quit or was fired, then they can't try to sue for if I go in and start taking their shit. So,
Okay. Good. That's smart.
um, like even though I got the license while I was working for them, I did not officially start work while I was with them. So they can't
Exactly.
sue
Yeah,
me
yeah. So
there.
you weren't officially like taking
Yeah.
clients or whatever.
Yeah. So if I wait 12 months, then they can't come after me anyway.
So what are you doing now for to make ends meet?
I do I work at home for a call center, like literally at home. It's not a call center that started in an office and then came home because of the pandemic. It's always been home. Like they've always
Oh
been
wow.
work at home right from the very beginning. Well, no, not from the beginning. I guess at the beginning they had the call center building and um the owners and the higher ups and a lot of the people that worked there were like, this isn't any fun. Um, so they let everyone go home and it turned out to work a hell of a lot better.
Okay.
So, but
That
like
works, man.
since I started, it's been all at home. So I sit in this chair that the
Yeah.
cats have carved up, and I have my computer right here on the table where I have my phone, and this is where I work.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, but I mean, like every other job, I still find reasons to complain. I don't know why. I do not know. Like I have
It,
no reason to bitch. I am gonna make that very clear. I have no reason to bitch at all. I
you're
get to
gonna
sit
find something.
I get to sit in my chair. I'm fucking 5 feet from my front door. I'm
Yeah.
10 feet from one of my bathrooms. I'm here to take care of my animals. And when my kids come home and when my wife comes home, I'm already here. So if there's ever a problem, I go on a break and I go deal with it. Yes,
Yeah.
I have to take phone calls all day. Yes, I have people whining at me in my ear all day. Yes, 50% of my phone calls are people going, "Why can't you help me?" And I'm like, "Well, because I'm with the answering service and I don't actually work for the company, but I can leave a message for you." Um, but all of that aside, there is nothing in there for me to complain about. And yet, for
Yeah.
whatever reason, I'm like, why? Like, dude, the fuck? Like, I don't even have to leave my house to work. I get paid really well to do what I do.
Yeah, like they say, like can't beat the commute.
No, man. And I get I get paid really well to do what I do, and I get to choose my own fucking hours. So like, what do I
Oh,
really
really?
have to yeah.
So if you go, like, if you needed to take a break to deal with, like, say, your kids or something like that, I mean, is it just as simple as like, okay, I'm gonna go offline for like 10 minutes or whatever while I deal with this, and then go back on again, or
Yeah. Yeah,
oh wow, so it's not like
I call the attendance line and I say, "Hey, I have a personal matter to attend to. I've already let my supervisor know. Um, so
wow,
just like clock me out for this chunk of time and then I'm gonna come back."
that's pretty cool,
It's
man. So it's not like this isn't. So they're not coming at you like that. This isn't a designated break time or anything like that. They're just like, oh
um
yeah.
Well, I mean, you do accumulate what they call attendance points. So if you
Yeah.
do it too many times, you will get a slap on the wrist or written up or whatever. But as long
Okay.
as you don't do it all the time, then you're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah, as long as you don't do it all the time and you're at work when you're supposed to be and it's, real actual reasons of why you're leaving, then yeah, you're fine.
That's cool.
My problem is I went for a leadership role and I was a supervisor at the traffic control. I had the white hat. I was the guy that went around to 10 different sites to check on the safety and do the write ups and let people cry on my shoulder and give them water and blah, 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 all that shit. And that was fine. Like I'm not bad at being a leader. Even if I don't like you, if I know that you're, on my roster, I'm going to take care of you. I'm not going to
Yeah.
ask you to, like if I show up to your job site and you're fucking off, I'm going to tell you to go home.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, don't let them on my site anymore. No, you're going to come back tomorrow. And if you're still fucking around, I'm going to send you home again. And
Yeah.
when your paycheck starts to get screwed up, don't blame me.
Yep.
Um, but like this job, the leadership role was way different because everyone works at home. So you've got to really babysit your people. You have to set up weekly meetings with them. You've got to coach them when they're not doing so well. You've got to be that shoulder for them to cry on if they need it. And you got to be the empathetic or the tough when it's needed. And it's so fucking different. I couldn't handle it. And
Hmm.
then when I stepped out of that internship and went back to taking regular phone calls, everything started going downhill.
Oh,
All of
really?
it started, like, my whole attitude toward the whole thing changed. I was like,
Oh, wow.
fuck. But I've dug myself such a hole right now that it's almost impossible to get out of. So just every day I'm just like, you know what, whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I always like to put it, like I fell for that whole supervisor thing. This job I was with back in the 2000s. I worked there the entirety of the 2000s, and it was a bakery. And I was a bread delivery driver at that time. It was before I started driving big trucks, and I gotten hired on there like early 2003, and it was probably like 2009. They're like, hey, I learned everyone, most drivers, they just want the one route, and I want my route, every day. And I was like, nope, teach me every route, So, and I eventually learned every single route in the company, how to do it well. We covered the entire Bay Area, and they're like, hey, our supervisor's stepping down, and we think you would be, a really good choice and candidate. And I was like, oh wow, I feel so good. And then, oh man,
Yeah.
there's 4 years of just being totally stressed out all the time. It was like say, because I would run the department on the weekends, and it was like, I had 100 things to do, and if like I only did 99 of them, it was just like, why didn't he do that one thing? Like it just like jump all down my throat. And then of course, going into it, I was friends with like all the drivers, but then, of course now all of a sudden like half the drivers hate me now. It's like great, it
Yeah, it
sucks.
happens, man. Yeah, like once that's why I didn't step down. That's why I stepped out. Like I told them because I had fought for a year to get the supervisor role. And I had said, like, if something goes wrong and this role is not for me, I am not stepping back into the field. I'm stepping out because I don't need all of those people out there going, "Oh, it's the X high and mighty." Like, no, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
I'm not fucking having um that shit over my head because I
yeah.
wasn't like I was the kind of supervisor that all of my crews were happy to see, which is a
Okay.
very strange thing because normally you see the white hat and you just want to shit yourself because you don't
You're like, oh crap. Yeah.
you're like, what did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong? Is there anything wrong? But
Why is he
um
here? Why is he?
yeah,
Why
like
is
they
this
were
man
all
coming after me?
they were all happy to see me because unless there was something that I could really see that was wrong, I mean, literally I drove through, I drove back, I got out, I spoke to the crew lead, I took my pictures, I gave my water, and I
Yep.
left. and that was all I did. I left.
That's how I do in any
So
leadership role too. You know, you just kind of like let the people under you, like just let them do their jobs. You know what I mean? And then
yeah,
if they're doing their jobs, it's like we're good. You know, if the overall big picture is happening the way it's supposed to, like you see the main job getting done, then you just don't even sweat any of the small stuff. You know?
yeah. I mean, the thing that really killed it, had nothing to do with the role. It had to do with the company. There's a lot about the job that I actually miss, but continuing to represent that fucking piece of shit, I couldn't do it. I
Yeah,
had to put my notice in and walk away
that's
gracefully because
that's the other thing I would hate about that. It's like, you know, because we had a parent corporation that bought us out, and all of a sudden they're implementing, you know, some new fucked up, you know, way of doing things or whatever, and I have to be the one to like break the news to the guys and then enforce it,
yeah,
even though inside I'm going like, this is stupid. You know, like I don't want,
right.
you
I
know, you
mean
got to
the
do all
yeah,
kinds of shit you disagree with.
right. I mean, like and yeah, believe me, I understand that one because I had to break the news like that too. But the thing that really got me was I had worked the field. You know, I had done the job for uh just under 2 years before I took supervisor. So you got to understand, from the moment that I took supervisor to the moment that I left, I think was like 3 months, maybe four. I mean, it was that
Mhm.
fast.
Oh
Where I was
wow,
like, nope, I'm out. Um, because I loved the job and I loved the work. But like I had worked the field, I knew how it was. I knew how crews operated. I knew how the different packages went with the different roads. I knew how sometimes you had to bend or break the rules because it was a fucked up location, and you just had to work with what you had. And I knew the complaints. I never really issued complaints because I didn't give a shit. I drove a company truck. They paid for the maintenance. They paid for the gas. I had no complaints.
yeah,
If they called, that's why, like, I think they wanted me to be a supervisor, and at the same time they didn't, because I was one of the crew leads where you could call me at 2:30 in the morning and I'd answer the phone and they'd say, "Hey, so and so called out. They're an hour and a half away. We need a lead." On my way. And I'd hang up and I'd get dressed and I'd fucking kiss the wife and I'd leave.
yeah,
So, in a lot of ways, I don't think they wanted to promote me. That's probably why they fought for so long and promoted other people ahead of me.
right. Because
But
you're
then
so
when
valuable.
all yeah, but then when all of those people stepped down from the role, the only one that they had left to really put in there was me. But I don't think they wanted to, even though I was very useful as a supervisor too. Now I'm just doing different shit. Like when they're like, we need an aero board and we don't have one, on my way. You know, like fucking
Yeah,
drive the 2 hours to the fucking lot, get an aero board on the back of the truck, bring it to the location, drop it off, and then go do my work. And never really complained about it. Always volunteered. Need a supervisor for this, on my way. Need a supervisor, on my way, on my way, on my way. I was always the first one that texted back saying I'm on my way.
yeah.
And it got to the point where the other two, they weren't saying you're making us look bad. It got to the point where the other two were like, don't say anything, he'll take it. Um,
Oh
and
wow.
but I was fine with that. I was absolutely fine with that. What really
Yeah, as long as
killed
the
it,
higher ups recognize it, you know, like
yeah,
they go, okay, no, he's the one that's doing all the work.
yeah. But like instead of going like he's making us look bad, he needs to slow down. We need to like they're like, nah, man, keep doing it because if you do it, it means I don't have to. Like they really didn't
Yeah,
care. Um, and I loved it because the jobs that I was taking made every day different, even as a supervisor. So I was like, hell yeah, keep it coming, fucking keep it coming. Um, but what really killed it is when I started bringing these legitimate complaints to my boss, to like the higher ups at
yeah,
at my weekly meetings when we're meeting with everybody, when we're meeting like the upper echelon down to the supervisors. And I would bring these legitimate complaints to them and say, "Hey, this is the complaint. I've heard it from X amount of people. If we can just do something to change this, it'll make everyone happier." And then people will stop calling out. They'll actually show up to work, blah blah blah. And they're like, "Oh, we'll take it under advisement." And then they never did anything.
yeah,
Never fucking did anything. They either said "too bad, so sad" quite blatantly, or they did the classic, oh, we'll take it under advisement, which means you're not going to do a fucking thing about it.
Exactly.
And that
I've used that one myself.
yeah, like why don't you just say no? Like at least be fucking honest with me, dude. Like I don't, like I consider myself junior management right now. At least be fucking honest with me.
Yeah.
If I bring a complaint to you and say, "Hey, can we do something about this?" and we can't or you don't want to, then just say no.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you
So,
say you're gonna think about it, then I have to go out into the field and tell them, oh, they're gonna think about it, and then they say bullshit, and I'm like, yes, I know that,
mhm.
and then it looks like I'm not doing my job. So just fucking say no.
Exactly. I know, because you want to be the answer man, and then like you don't know that they don't give you a definite answer, then you can't give them a definite answer. And so you want to be like,
Right?
no,
Oh
I
my
guess
god,
no, I can't.
I fucking pissed them off too because I would go up there every week and I would do inventory of all of our supplies that we had, and they would go like, "Oh, these supplies are for the new trucks we're getting." And then it would turn out we weren't getting those new trucks. They were going to a different office because that office needed them more than we did, or we had gotten in too many accidents, so the company didn't want to give them to us, or whatever the fuck. Whatever happened, right? So then I would take all of that equipment that was in reserve and I'd put it out in the field. I would go to all 10 of my spots and pick up more from the other supervisors and say, hey, what equipment of yours is broken? Take this, take this, take this. All of a sudden, I'm bringing truckloads full of fucked up, broken shit back to the garage, and I'm putting that into inventory.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm writing broken next to it.
Yeah.
And then they have to bring someone in that either works for the company or just like contracts with the company to stand in that garage for 8 hours and put new screws in and fucking fix the shit. I'm just bringing in truckloads of it.
Oh
And
my god.
that was pissing them off. And I'm like, dude, it looks better out on the street. The
Right.
crews are happier because their shit's not falling apart. The fucking wind's not blowing it over because it's not already broken. It's not going out into traffic because it's not a fucking safety hazard
How's
anymore.
the winds been there this time of year?
What's up?
How's the winds been there this time of year? Like where you're at?
Um, well, I mean, we're entering into the rainy season, so we get like we have our version of winter, which isn't winter, and
Yeah.
then it goes into the rainy season starting like the end of April, May, all the way up until about July, and then
Hmm.
we get just like death-defying heat for the whole month of July, and then from August to October is our hurricane season.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's brutal. You guys got to deal with that. It's funny. I was on a TikTok live as on someone else's TikTok live earlier for a while, and there was multiple people there on video, and one of the guys there was like, he lives in Oklahoma. He's like, well, okay, looks like we have tornado weather coming in.
Yeah.
He's talking about all the tornado hazards he has to deal with and everything. He's like, yeah, a storm is coming in tonight. They said it will probably produce a tornado. And he's saying he looked out his back door, a couple of days ago, and he saw like a system start to rotate like right by his house. He's like, I'm like, damn, guys, the crap you have to deal with. He's like, and the guy who was hosting the live, she was just like, "Oh, well, you come out to California." I'm like, "Yeah, you come out to California. All you have to deal with there are just earthquakes, major fires, high winds."
Yep. Yep. Earthquakes, major fires, and people that drive a Prius. That's all you have to deal with when you go to California.
Dude, I mean, you want to talk about people like yeah, as a trucker and everything, people that like just don't get how to act around trucks. Top two are Prius and BMW.
Well, BMW doesn't know how to act around anyone that isn't also a BMW.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Their
it's
heads their heads are
amazing.
swollen. Their heads are swollen from shoulder to shoulder. They drive a big money waster and they don't know how to act around anyone else that doesn't have elephantitis. They don't know how. Their their
Exactly.
heads their heads are so stuck up their
Elephantitis of
fucking ass.
the head. Yeah, you
They
know what's
don't
funny?
they
It's
don't
like
know.
I had some guy one time. It was one of those loading docks that's kind of angled like a little bit like this, so you got to drive
Yeah.
the street and kind of bring the truck around and go like this. So this guy pulls right up behind me, like right where I was trying to set up. I'm like, you idiot, And the thing is, it was a Chevy Silverado, right? And I was like, okay, like I tried to go forward, and he like pulls forward on me again. So that meant I had to go all the way around the block. And this is like in a town where it's kind of tight too.
Yeah.
Going around the block sucked because I had a 48-foot trailer. But I just remember looking at the guy being like, dude, really? Like you didn't see
He
what I was
knew.
trying to do here? Yeah,
Yeah,
like
he
you
knew. No,
I'm
he
like, I
knew.
expect that kind of a behavior from like a Prius or a BMW, but you're going to drive a Chevy Silverado. That carries with it a certain responsibility to know what's going on
Yeah.
around you with the other working people, man.
Yeah, man, it's that tiny dick energy, dude. They gotta
Tiny-
flaunt it around somewhere. I mean, that's what they. I don't understand that saying, if you want to know the truth, because like I've heard that they're like they've got to get a big truck to compensate for something, but it's like, okay, well, wouldn't it be the opposite? Wouldn't they get the big truck because they need all that clearance, not the other way around?
there you
Because
go. Could be, man.
and
Yeah, they
like
don't want
if
to
you
drag.
yeah, like if you don't need the clearance, then you drive a smaller vehicle. You know what I mean? It just that whole
I
that
like the
whole thing
rationale.
that whole thing never really made sense to me. But then again, most of the men who drive the full size like 250, 350s, they are throwing around that what they call tiny dick energy. So I guess
Yeah,
they did it to
especially when
themselves.
they're
Truck
lifted
drivers,
too.
yeah, truck drivers really did it to themselves. You know, the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guys
And
that were thought they were big and bad but didn't have much in the bedroom, they went and bought those trucks and they created the
mhm.
stereotype. They did it to
Yeah,
themselves.
exactly. It's like there's a reason why it's a stereotype in the first place.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I love about it's one of the small pleasures about driving like a semi, an 18 wheeler, is those in any other scenario, those kinds of lifted trucks are like the biggest thing on the road. You just look at them like that's cute, that's a nice little toy.
That
You
that's
realize it's
cute. That's
much here,
cute.
right?
Right?
Yeah, you realize I could just utterly like if they try to get aggressive with me on the road or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you do realize I could crush you like a tin can, right? Like take your little toy somewhere else.
Okay. So as a truck driver, you'll appreciate this, and you've probably seen it because I've seen it many times. I love it when multiple truck drivers will start playing traffic cops.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
and so my wife and I were headed to the and there were multiple like asshats driving around unsafe all over the road. They thought because they had sporty cars and rice engines or whatever the fuck you call those things, the
yeah. Oh, I
wee,
know, I
that
know.
they could drive however fast they want. And
It's like you seriously
and
souped up a Honda Civic? Like why? Anyway.
it's a it was a three-lane highway, and there were three semi trucks, and they got right next to each other.
Nice.
So these fast fucking cars were like getting right up on their ass as if they were going to intimidate these trucks to move. And these
Right.
trucks didn't move. They dropped 10 miles an hour.
They
They went from the fucking
must
70,
have been on the CD
75.
with one another. Yeah.
Yep. They went from the 70, 75 that everyone was coasting along right down to 65.
Hmm.
And these cars kept going back and forth around their ass like they were going to cut them off on the shoulder. And there wasn't a shoulder. One
Yeah.
shoulder dipped down into a fucking cliff and the other one was a guardrail, so good luck. And but I found it funny how like they literally were doing this just back and forth, me like they were going to intimidate the truck drivers. It's like, dude, no.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Slow
exactly.
down
Like you
because you're
keep
not
kind of
going
going like
anywhere.
back and forth in your mirror
Yeah.
like this, and you're like, yeah. Again, I've had those lifted trucks do that to me. There's one time when one of them was doing that to me, like at night, going through a construction zone, was down a single lane. So of
Yeah.
course I was down to like 45 miles an hour.
Yeah.
This guy's doing it to me. I'm just like looking at him in the mirror, like, dude, really? Like, seriously?
I
Like, it's not gonna work, man.
construction zones, those are where my pettiness really comes out because I've built those zones. So I have a
Yeah,
personal I have a I have a personal relationship with those zones. I know what it's like to build one. I know what it's like to build one and still have people plowing through there at 80 miles an hour because they don't know how to read. So,
Yeah.
like when I go through a construction zone, if it says 45, I go down to 30. And it like,
Yep.
especially if someone's already riding my ass because I'm slowing down, I slow down further. And I'm like,
Especially
what are
like
you gonna?
my size, it's like
Yeah,
no, dude. No.
like what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Go around me? Go ahead. Try to go around me. There's a cliff right there. You go right ahead.
Have fun with that, pal. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
I'm not picking up the pieces. Fuck you.
Yeah. I know ever since so my first year of trucking. So what happened with that bakery? They closed their doors in 2012, and so mass layoff. And well, they first of all got rid of our entire department. Decided to ship the bread out frozen, so they got rid of the entire distribution department, all the drivers, and it was the weirdest layoff meeting ever. By the way, they were, we're all just, they take us out to a hotel conference room with like a new VP, of the corporation, and he's just like, yeah, well, I got some shitty news. Your last day is give me November 4th. And we're all just sitting because we all had seen it coming from so far away that we're like, okay, and your severance package is, and then ended up being really good. So, but they had a representative from like the local job placement kind of a place, their resume help job, training. They're like, yeah, you're eligible since you were all laid off. You get all this severance and everything, and then you're eligible for any kind of job training up to a certain amount, like 4,000, paid for by the state. And sure enough, that's how I went to trucking school.
Nice.
So fast forward to after I got my license the next year, yeah, I mean, I was on severance and unemployment at the same time, and I had like 5 months off. It was like great. Um, so it worked, and me and actually like three of my buddies from there. He's like, I'm going to trucking school too. Do this, I'll go to the same one.
Oh
But
yeah.
my first job, they're like, well, in trucking school, they're like, look, you're gonna have to go for one of these long haul companies, like where you're out like 3 weeks at a time, these major carriers. I'm like, oh man, that's, but the pay is shit though. Um, I
Yeah.
mean, like you can't live in San Francisco and like off of like $500 take home a week. And
No.
no, no, and plus, I wasn't about to freaking be gone for 3 weeks at a time when I had a life there. A buddy of mine, a buddy of my girlfriend's at that time was like the top dog at this like construction company. Did road construction, like what you do. He drove dump trucks. And yeah, bro, come by the job site sometime. And then all of a sudden there it was like good, like union scale wage,
Yeah.
hourly, like perfect, like 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. like schedule, Monday through Friday. But man, they just threw me out there though. But that's another story. But so I mean, I did that for like that between that and cement mixers. I did that for like my first 3 years of trucking out of the
Yeah.
gates. And so I always have like this absolute appreciation for anytime I see a construction zone. I'm like, damn, dude, that guy standing there holding a sign, that was me a few years ago. Like,
Yeah.
I understand the responsibilities and everything that's involved in terms of like, you cannot fuck up because like these guys are like, they have their backs to you and they're like down in the ditch and they're like working and everything and they can't see you coming.
Yeah.
Um, like always like, as you're coming into anywhere, as I learned from dump trucks, so like we get sent to a different job for that day, you go into the job site and you just immediately scan with your eyes and like look for the flagger, look for the guy going like this, like
Yeah.
that. Like, okay, good. And then, follow his instructions like to the letter. But yeah, it's always fun when you go into a construction zone and they're like, and I always like have that mentality when going into a construction zone. Like I'll get over even more when I see like hit the spot, or slow down even more and get
Yep.
over even more if I can, right at the spot where I see the guys working. And it's just funny how pissed off certain drivers get. It's like, how did you not pick up on that? Like I slowed down another 10 miles an hour. Where, like, at the exact spot where the men were out there working with nothing but cones to protect them from me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
I
really,
used
dude?
to
Like, how do you not get that? You know?
I have mad respect for truck drivers, especially going through construction sites, because it's dangerous as shit. Believe it or not, even though
Yeah.
I'm on the outside of the truck, it's just as dangerous for them.
Yeah.
So I always told my crew, always, I said, look, if you're releasing traffic and you're about to say, like, traffic is through, you can release the other side, but over the hill comes a semi, you leave that fucking lane open and you let them go. You
Yeah.
do not make a semi hit their brakes, because they're just now seeing you as they come over that hill. Sometimes they
Hmm.
don't see you at all. So do not flip that to a stop and say, put your hand up and say stop. You let those fuckers go through. Just do the slow
And
down.
plus, it makes it easy when you radio the guy on the other end. Like, okay, the very last vehicle is this semi. You can mention the company name or whatever. So that
Yeah.
makes it like perfectly easy for him to know. Like, it leaves
Yep.
no doubt on the other end. Okay, that's definitely the last vehicle.
Yeah. Like, hey, last vehicle's a semi, and there
Hmm.
weren't any others. Like,
Hmm. Exactly. And plus, too, when it's like on a 2-lane road, as I've like dealt with up here in the mountains in California, it's a 2-lane road. And the road goes down a single lane, and you are like the first one there, then that means that like once it gets rolling again, I mean, you obviously have to go slower than everyone else when it's a mountainous road going like this. So
yep.
that means that everyone behind you is going to be like stuck behind this semi that has to go slower than everyone else.
Yep.
And like
I
and it's like,
know.
swear to God, guys, I'm looking for a turnout. I don't want all of you, following. I don't want 25 cars behind me.
Hell yeah. And going back to what you had mentioned before, where you try to take it easy because it's just the little traffic cones, and like the people that are setting up the cones and holding the signs, they're responsible for that crew's safety. The ones
Yeah,
that set up the signs, they are responsible for that crew's safety. Something goes wrong, you're the one filling out the fucking accident report, not them.
yeah,
And I used to take that to heart, to the point where I mean, it happened many times, but one instance in particular, I was working with a power company that I had never worked with before. It wasn't a new account. I just had never worked with them before, because I was in a different part of Florida than I had usually gone to.
I
So I'm
got you.
working for them, and I'm on this road that's literally just a through road. Like, the only reason that it was built was so that the residents who live there can get there quicker. That's the only reason it existed. But you could go all the way around, like add another 2 minutes to your drive and still get to where you're going. You could do that
Yeah,
going this way, and you could do that going this way, and they could leave at both directions too. And but we're flagging this road, and it's a 45-mile-an-hour zone, and we're flagging it, and it's a neighborhood road. So I don't know why it wasn't 35, but anyway, it was 45.
right. Yeah,
And we're flagging this road. And I'm releasing my traffic, and before I even turn my damn sign to the slow, they're hitting their gas pedal and fucking flying through the zone. They are not doing 45. They're doing 0 to 60 in like a microsecond, and
so
flying
much.
through this goddamn zone. And my power crew is on the oncoming traffic part of their trucks, opening
Yeah,
up doors, trying to get tools and shit. And these mirrors
yeah.
of these cars are coming like within inches of hitting their backs. And I wasn't a supervisor at the time, but I knew who was over that job, who was over me for that area. And I called them up and I said, "Hey, look, this is what's going on. This is how many times the crew has almost been hit. This is how the traffic is going. There are alternates on both sides. They do not have the permit to shut the road down, but I am personally making an executive decision for safety to shut this
Yeah,
fucking road down." And I shut the road down. I coned it off all the way around. The only thing we let through was delivery.
yeah,
Semis did not take the road anyway. And the only vehicles that we let through were delivery. Otherwise, they had to turn the fuck around. And I
yeah.
put the cones down to a point where if they did drive directly up to the cones, they were just being fucking stupid and not paying attention. I put the
Hmm.
cones to a point where if
Yeah.
you saw the cones, you literally could just keep driving. You
Yeah.
you didn't have to go in and be like, "Why is it shut down?" You could just keep driving. And then I put road closed signs along with all the cones like doubled up on the road. And
Yeah.
I still had people driving all the way up to the barricade and unrolling their window and going, "You need to put signs out that say the road's closed." And then I would lean into the window and I'd go, "If you look that way,
Yeah.
you see that orange thing right there? That's a big giant fucking diamond. It says road closed on it. Have a good day." And I had to do that multiple times. Like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. Salesman at that job.
Hmm.
My supervisors were always like, "It's not what you say, it's how you say it." And I said, "I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If they're being stupid and putting my crew and the power crew
Jeopardy.
in
Yeah.
jeopardy, I will say whatever the hell I need to say to get them the fuck off of my job site."
Like the first construction company I worked for, like the safety supervisor or safety manager for the whole company, he was like this when he flagged too. And they're the guys when they were teaching me how to flag, they were like, "No, you got to be this way." Because it's in the city of San Francisco during morning rush hour. People
Yeah,
are like,
yeah.
"I gotta go, we're gonna go," and like I was not afraid to just straight up yell at them, "Hey,
Yeah.
no, I need you going that way." And they're like, "Shit,"
Yeah.
it's like, and they think, oh, they're all pissed off. These flaggers are such pissed off people. It's like, no, dude, we do that for effect. It's because we have about 0.6 seconds to
Oh
freaking
my
get the
god,
point
dude.
across to you. You cannot drive through our job site.
I'm sorry.
You're about
I gotta tell you. I'm sorry. I gotta tell you another one. You just reminded me. Oh my god, I love this conversation. You just reminded me of another fucking hilarious one. So we're working this really, really long road, and I mean, I think the road stretch was about 3 miles, so it was long. We had a huge crew out there, and there were multiple intersections. So every intersection needed to have somebody who was on that fucking radio and knew what to say and when to say it. I have a
yeah,
car going left. I have a car going right. I have a car going straight through. You're clear. You're not clear. We had a whole thing because it was a huge road. One thing goes wrong and you have a head-on collision. It's that simple. One
yeah,
little mistake or someone misinterprets what you're trying to say, it's a head-on
yeah,
collision. So we needed to know what we were saying and when we were saying it. I manned the intersection kind of like a cop. I wasn't out there with a damn paddle. I had the paddle at my feet just in case the bigwigs came by. But I was literally standing with my back to the road that was closed, and I knew no vehicles were coming down that road because it was closed. So I had my back standing to that one, and I was doing this, like pointing at the car. Come on, pointing
yeah.
at
I
the
was on
car.
that.
Come on,
You
holding.
go,
Yep,
you
holding my
home.
hand up to this one. Yep, going like this. So I was doing that, and apparently you can't do that unless you're an officer, and I didn't give a shit. It was easier for me to use my hands than it was for me to
When
use the
officers
paddle.
see you do that too, they're gonna be like, "You're doing it for safety, so we're
Yeah,
good."
I had a couple of officers come through, and they would come through. They'd unroll their window, and they're like, "Damn, you do that as good. You do that as well as we do." Well, I mean, it's not rocket science.
Yeah,
Um, but anyway, so
mandatory.
I had my intersection completely shut down because I had vehicles coming from this direction. Okay, just from this direction. I had a lady come up on this road right here
Yeah,
saying that she needed to turn this way. And
yeah,
I'm going, and she unrolls her window and she's like, "I have to turn." I was like, "Well, you can't because I've got a line of traffic coming down." And she goes, "What about that huge stretch of road you have closed there? There's no cars on it." But like, well, that's the construction road. So it's closed. You cannot go on that road because there's live wires that are coming down. And if one of these bucket trucks needs this side and you're in the way, that's going to be a problem. And she goes, "I've got ice cream in the truck and it's melting." I was like, "Well, then you shouldn't have bought fucking ice cream." But like, I was literally talking to her like that. And then when
yeah.
I finally released her, she drove to the other end and told one of the flaggers that I had flipped her off. So the
Yeah.
supervisor had to come out and we all had to write this report, right? And
Oh my God.
everyone on that crew, including the people who didn't see me, were like,
Yeah.
"No, she was just being stupid." Like they all stood up for me because I
Yeah.
did tell her to fuck off. but no one ratted me out. It was so fun. It was so cool. Well, you
Right,
should
because
have
they
bought the
know
fucking ice cream then. Like,
yeah, that's right. Or should have taken a different way, if he knew there was a
or
construction zone there.
she had the window down and she's like, the ice cream's melting. I was like, well, if you roll up your window and turn on the AC instead of having the heat going in there bitching at me, it wouldn't melt so fucking fast.
That's so good.
Didn't I was already having one of those days and I was not about
Yeah.
to play with this woman. So
There's one time when they're loading me is on this 2-lane commercial street there in San Francisco, and I had my dump truck parked off to this side, and the guy with the excavator, he was breaking up the asphalt and like loading me with it. But because of trees on the curbside, he had to swing out over the lane, right? So I had to watch him for every single time, he was about to swing out across. Um, like I, put up the stop sign, be like, whoa, whoa, and there's this one like yuppie guy, and of course a BMW, and he looks at me like that. And I'm like,
what? What's going on?
and as the and as the what as the thing was swinging, bucket was swinging over up about 10 feet high, a chunk of asphalt about this big drops down right into the lane where you should have been. I turned and looked at him and went, "That's why." And he's just like, "Okay, okay, got it, got it, man." He's pointing at his temple like, "Okay, I got it."
Mine and my friend's favorite way to get people to shut up is when they rolled up and they unrolled their window and they were like, "Well, why can't we go?" Well, we'd say, "Well, they're dealing with a live wire, and if you roll over it, you'll die."
Yeah.
Like we went right to like the fucking if you drive over that line, you're dead.
Yeah.
So how about you just wait a few minutes?
Yeah, exactly.
It was the easiest way to get them to be quiet. And okay, dude, I have so many fucking stories. It's I know you do too. That's why this is a fun conversation, because it's just back and forth with stupid shit. So I had one lady to my stop sign, and she was by herself. I mean, there were no cars behind her trying to rush her. It was just her. And she went through my sign
Oh wow.
and then stopped and then backed up and got to where she was supposed to be, so that then I could radio the next person and say, "Yep, you're good, release the traffic." And then she unrolls her window and she goes, "I'm sorry, I didn't see you there." and I bent over into the passenger seat and I said, "Did you just leave your house and come out driving?" She goes, "No, I've been driving around all day." I was like, "So you've been running every single stop sign you've seen today?" and that was it. Like, I just went back to my position. I did not wait for an answer. I was like, how fucking stupid are you? Seriously.
Yeah, it was a stop sign. There's one time on that same job site, kind of around the corner up to where it's getting residential. I remember us having to do a similar thing where we were single tracking.
Yeah.
And I threw up a stop sign. This one car stopped like a good 20 feet from the sign. Like, I was like, wow, whoever that drive, the reflection in the windshield, I couldn't see, inside the car. I'm like, whoever that is, this person's cool, driving this whole Honda and stuff. I'm like, okay, this person's cool, right on. And then, when it came time to let him go, I let him go. Well, like that weekend, I was hanging out with, in the music scene with a buddy of mine from the music scene. I think we were at a show or something. And I was like, he's like, "Hey, how's your new job? What are you doing now?" I told him, like, "Wait, where are you working?" I'm like, "Oh, in Glen Park." He's like, "Dude, no way!" Like, he's like, he goes, "You know what? Like, that was me. You freaking like pulled up the stop sign on me." I'm like, "Wait, that was you in the Honda. I was thinking you were cool." He said he's like, because it's so out of character for me at the time, because I just started doing it. That he said he stopped. He's like, "Dude, that looks like Dave." Nah, no way. But I'll be cool anyway, And I was like, "Dude, that was me, man. Holy shit!"
I didn't know it was you.
Yeah, it turns out he like lived right around the corner. I was like, oh shit, no way, man. So then, sometimes like after work, I'd go over hang with him or whatever.
Right. Yeah, it's always fun when you have those awkward encounters and then you see those people again and you're not working. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
how am I supposed to talk to you?
yeah, yeah. But it was just kind of wild that he was just like, wait a minute, that guy looks like Dave. But no, Dave's not a construction flagger. Like, well, yep, turned out it
Yep.
was.
Turned out you were.
And
Checkers.
yeah, it's just, and the other thing too is like, yeah, it's weird because like there we were like in the music scene together too, like, and like that world is just so freaking far from the world of construction flagging. It's
Oh,
like
hell yeah.
you
I
wouldn't
mean,
even like consider like it doesn't dawn on you to like see the other person like when you see somebody that far out of context, out of normal context. Like normally
yeah.
when I'd see him, like we were doing shows together, our bands were doing shows together and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely does get weird. I'm sorry. I'm looking for my freaking kitten.
Oh yeah.
Checkers. He usually comes to his name unless he's sleeping somewhere. I just
Yeah.
want to make because I know he didn't get trapped outside
Yeah, I've found
because I
all my cat's little hidey holes here, like in this place. I'm like, okay, just like it's a bigger apartment here, and like, there's been a couple times when I'm like running around and start stressing out, like, oh my god, wait a minute, like where is she?
yeah.
Where's she? And it's like, oh, I see. So you just found a little spot like in the pile of clothes, like in the back corner of my closet underneath
Pretty
the hanging
much,
clothes.
yeah. Like we've got 5 cats, and the places that these things choose to hide always blows my mind. Like because I mean I can so this is Meatball.
Hey.
That he is a like look how big that fucker is. He is
Oh,
huge. Hey, don't you nip at me. I'm putting you on camera and you don't like it. I don't care. Like look how big this fucker is. And then this is
yeah,
Nugget. He's my prim and proper.
nice. Yeah, he's
Like
in like
look how he sits.
appropriate posture. Yeah, I was just gonna
Yeah.
say the way he's sitting. It's like he's got that posture. It's like the cat equivalent of sitting up and going like this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, yep. Like I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm just saying you're lesser than me.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
This this is my milkshake right here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Hey, Biden. Yep, you're coming right for the camera. Look at you. And
Yeah, you
then
see, some of them love the camera, some of them don't.
and then this one is my French fry. They're all named after food, by the way. This guy's French
Okay.
fry. Yeah, we did a food theme for the cats, and then and you saw Checkers at the beginning because I was holding him,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I still don't know where that little fucker is.
Yeah, my cat had made an appearance down here earlier, but she's probably back upstairs again in her little spot.
Well, I saw something walk by your camera with like an orange fluffy tail. Was that your cat?
It's my cat's got a white tail, so it's probably the light. But yeah, that would be it.
Okay, yeah, yep. Walked right by the camera.
Hmm.
I thought it was either a dog or a cat, but I saw it walk by.
Yep, got my little kitty.
Oh yeah.
So I had a cat for. I got this cat. There's this one cat I got in 2007 when she was 5 years old, and she made it all the way to 2019. And I had to put her down April of 2019 at age 17. And I'd had her for the last 12 years of her life, so we're obviously really close. Um, and I was like, then 4 months later, like my wife is like, Dave, my wife at the time, like, Dave, you have a kitten size hole in your heart. I could tell, there'll never be another one like her. And he's a super special cat. And then, like, she also was like, honey, 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 showing me her phone. There's this Facebook post of this like teeny tiny little wafy kitten, sitting outside somewhere looking all sad and dirty. And like,
Right.
we found this kitten abandoned at a gas station near here, and it's in Sacramento. And and this kitten needs a home, you know. And I was like, oh no, 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 no. She's like, look how cute she is because she's all white. Her only marking is right there on the top of the head, like this blackish grayish streak on top of the head. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, so in other words, this kitten literally has a punk rock mohawk. You know, like that's her markings.
yeah,
Like, oh god, okay,
basically,
okay.
yeah. But I
I'm
guess
like,
they're
no,
coming
no,
home.
no, no. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Okay, tell them we'll be over there tomorrow to pick her up. You know?
Yeah. Hey, I'm
That's
not
how
ready
I.
yet today, but we're gonna go over tomorrow and get it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Okay, never mind. We'll be there tomorrow. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine. I've told the story of mine a few times, but I don't really care. So Meatball was the first. My wife used to clean houses, kind of like a hobby, but she would get paid to do it because she's really good at it. Um,
Mhm.
and so one of the houses that she would clean would be for an ex-boss of hers, and there happened to be a litter of kittens there, and they were like, well, if you don't take them, if you don't, take one or whatever, um, we need to drop them off at the Humane Society, and the Humane Society puts kittens down. They euthanize them.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
let kittens live. And it happened to be Meatball, so my wife grabbed him and brought him home. Didn't say anything to me. We had no pets, none. She just comes home one day with this fucking fur ball, and he was like the size of my hand.
Yeah.
And I mean, you saw him; he's a monster now.
He's a
But he
big
was
fella
like,
now.
yeah, he's fit right in my hand, and brought him home, named him Meatball. Like her excuse was because of the mask. It's a spicy meatball. But I agree. I agreed with it because he's his personality. He's a meatball.
That's a
Um,
great line in the mask too. That cracked me up.
yeah, and
'Cause that
then
comes from like a '70s ad.
yeah, yeah, he did it
Yeah.
so well too. And
That's
then
a spicy meatball.
yeah, and then Nugget was actually rescued. Like all of the other cat. Well, Nugget, Fry, and Shake were all rescued. Quite literally rescued, actually. My wife went to a friend of a friend's house. You know those people.
Yeah.
Those the ones that you're not really sure about. The friend of a friend. Sometimes they're
Yeah, yeah.
creepy. Sometimes they're cool. This
Right.
one turned out to be one of the creepy ones. So my wife goes to this person's house with her friend, and there was a fresh litter of kittens again. Like I don't know if the kittens call her, goes to these places because like a litter of kittens was born. I've got to go to this place because it happened
Right.
with Meatball and it happened with Nugget. Just all of a sudden
Mhm.
she's showing up. There's a fresh litter of fucking kittens. Well, they didn't know how to take care of the kittens, so they were
You
putting
got the kitten like bat signal in the sky for her, you know.
exactly, exactly. Like I want to put one of those on a shirt and have her wear it because I swear to God. Um, but anyway, so they didn't know how to take care of kittens. They were putting the wet food on one plate for 8 kittens and putting it on the floor and making them fight for it.
Yeah, you
Um,
can't do that.
and yeah, no, no. So she saw this, and Nugget happened to be not only the closest one, but the smallest one. So my wife grabbed him, put him in her purse, and walked out the door. I'm like, okay. So that was literally like a rescue mission. She just
Just
going
like
home.
that, we have yeah, yeah. The
Yep, going
extraction
home.
team is going in. They've extracted
Yep,
the victim.
like bye. And I mean, they knew she did it. The person was like, "Did she just walk out of here with a cat?" Because she could have just asked. And but that's not how my wife rolls. She sees an
Right.
animal that's in need, she'll fucking grab it and leave.
I
And
know. Yeah.
so he comes home and he's 6 months younger than Meatball. Meatball's about 4 years old right now. Nugget's like 3.5. There are old men. And Fry and Milkshake were rescued literally from the driveway of a Burger King.
Yeah.
Like they were feral. They were rescued from the parking lot of a Burger King and brought home. Um So they have very different personalities because they did not start in a
From
house
a
around
gas
people.
station.
Yeah, they started at the parking lot of a fast food restaurant with constant traffic and God knows what, having to fight for their food and blah blah blah. And now they're here and they're fat and they're spoiled, but they still have a little bit of that feral personality. Oh, did I lose you again? Uh-oh. Think I lost you.
Hey, Mike. No, hold on. Let me go back out here. Is it better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
there we
okay,
go.
good. Yes, because I went into my closet, and I guessed correctly as to where my cat was hiding.
Hey. Don't be taking me into your closet. I'm married.
Good. There you go.
Yeah, don't be doing that, man. I don't want to have to explain to my wife why I was in someone's closet.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hold on, you did what on the podcast?
Right? Yeah, these dogs share kind of a similar story. We got them from a foster home, and we started with one, and then we had her for I think her for a week or 2 weeks, and then we met the foster people at the dog park to sign the paperwork, and her foster sister at the dog park, and she fucking lit up like a Christmas tree. Because like the 2 weeks that we had her, she seemed kind of depressed because she came from a house where she was surrounded by dogs all the time and had this camaraderie and blah blah blah. Now she's in a house that has 2 cats and 1 dog, and then just kids that love her but they're not dogs. So she was getting a little bit morose, a little bit depressed. We bring her to the dog park. She sees her foster sister and just lights up like the kid opening a present. And my wife and I looked at each other and we're like, well, I guess we're getting 2 dogs. And that was literally the decision. So
yeah.
Oh, hang on. My earpiece died. Hang on a sec.
Oh, gotcha.
Got another one. Son of a bitch.
For whatever reason, my left earbud isn't working. My right one is. It's like, okay. Are you back?
There
Can
we
you hear
go.
me?
Yep. I can
Right on. Good deal. Yeah, for whatever reason, I haven't used these earbuds in forever, but my right one's fully charged. The left one's not charged at all. It's like, I don't know why.
I wear one at a time.
Yeah.
It maximizes the amount of time I can have them in. And these suck. I ain't gonna lie. I have found earbuds that are half the price that have double the fucking running time. And
Nice.
these just suck. Like I can get
Are those like the Apple AirPods or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can maybe get 2 hours, maybe if you're lucky, 2 hours out of one side, and two, like if you wear them at the same time, you're lucky to get 2. If you wear them one at a time, get 3 or 4, maybe. And I have found half the price that gets 6 to 7 hours.
Damn.
So like the Apple ones are such a waste of money. Such a fucking waste.
Yeah, I got the Samsung ones, and it's like because I have a Galaxy, and it's like I just find myself never using them, because it's like I need that little string that goes in between them, because I mainly wear earbuds at work, obviously when I'm driving, and I need to just be able to like flick them out of my ears and have them go around my neck, for when I'm not driving or when I'm out making a delivery or something like that, and then be able to just have them right there to be like put them back in. And so, and then, plus when you're driving, you don't want anything noise canceling. You need to take in that information through your ears, like from the outside world.
Yeah. I mean, that's like when, when you're driving, that's like fucking, that's like being out there holding one of those stop signs and wearing headphones. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, people did that.
Yeah, I've seen people do that before. I'm like, dude, no, you can't be doing that.
Like they'd wear the bandanas and claim that it's for sweat, but it's really to cover their ears because they have fucking headphones in. And then
Yeah.
you're trying to get them over the radio, like hello, and they can't hear you because they're blasting music. Like, dude, no,
No.
dude, no.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this
Like,
works.
like that is it's stupid too. Why would you do it? But I can imagine there are moments when driving a truck when you're okay to have music in, but then there's
Oh yeah.
moments where it's like, nah, I've got to take this out.
Yeah, if you're out on the open road, obviously, like on an
Yeah,
interstate, a 4-lane interstate, in the middle of the desert, like yeah, on a long flat road, yeah, you're fine. Just to zone
yeah.
out however you need to do.
There he is. Come on, buddy.
I always, I'll always listen to like a podcast or whatever music. I always Bluetooth my phone to the truck stereo,
Yeah.
but yeah, which is that works perfectly fine. But then anytime I'm going through a town, though, if I have to do in town driving in a truck, it's like nope, radio off at all times.
Yeah. You ever find yourself having to turn the music off so you can see better?
Yeah, I've done that. I did that. Yeah, I mean, even kind of recently, it was like, um, actually, yeah, it was like, yeah, you're right. Like, if there's some visual thing I need to do, and it's like, oh, damn, I need to turn the music off because it's like, this is messing with me, man. I can't really see
Yeah.
it. I can't focus on what I'm seeing.
It's so weird too, because like people associate that shit with stoners, and it's like, no, dude. If the music's too loud, and the music is all you're able to concentrate on, you're not
Yeah,
able to use your eyes the way you want to use them.
exactly. Yeah.
And that's the perfect example of like that right there is the proof that we can't multitask.
Yeah.
It's not that we're too old. We're not we're not built to multitask. That
Yeah.
right there is like actual fucking scientific proof that we cannot multitask.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like when I used to wear real dark shades too, and there'd be times where it's like, shit, I can't hear you. Like I have my shades on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Have to take off the sunglasses so you can hear better. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Like, what the hell is this? Because you're trying to concentrate seeing through the sunglasses.
Yeah.
So you're concentrating on that, so you're not listening and you're not,
So it's not like the information isn't coming into your
Yeah.
ears properly.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God. Hey, excuse me, sir. There we go. Very
So yeah,
little
oh there
desk.
he is.
This is Checkers, like the restaurant.
Checkers. Aw.
So all named after food. Named
Yep.
after yeah, this little fucker right here. This guy was born in a house, so he's not feral. He wasn't exactly rescued. It was kind of like um, another one of my wife's missions. Only the people who had the cat were involved in this one.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't
Okay.
just walk in. She didn't just walk in and
So
grab
you
it
just
to
walk
save
out
it.
with a kitten in her purse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like she did that with Nugget to save him. It's like, first of all, this is not an environment for cats. Secondly, you cannot have 8 of them attacking a plate because that's major food aggression. And it took us
Yeah.
3 months to get that food aggression out of him to
Yeah.
where
Like
he
it's gonna,
wouldn't. Yeah,
make them competitive. It's gonna teach them like you have to
yeah,
compete for food.
yeah. Well, that and like would growl not near him. Like we'd put the food in the bowl or on the plate, and then he would literally growl and hiss at us to get away because he thought we were going to take the food like everyone else did. And like if you put it in a bowl, he would pick the bowl up and run away with it.
Yeah.
So we started having to put it on plates that he couldn't bite, and then pet him the entire time he ate and just let him sit there and growl and be like, dude, sorry, this is the way it is. And like he doesn't care now. When he growls now, it's because the other cats are near his food and he knows they have their own.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of growl. Like in my opinion, it's not a growl like, get away from my food, this is mine. It's a growl like, really? You have your own, dude. Go eat yours.
Like
What the
really,
fuck are
dude.
you why are you over here? So it's like it's that kind of growl. This guy, my wife went to a coworker's house to smoke weed because that's what she does. That's how she meets people through the yeah, that's how she meets people through, God's gift to humanity. And they were a gay couple, which is cool, but like one of them wanted checkers and the other one didn't.
Oh wow.
So the one that wanted checkers went into the bathroom, and then the
Yeah.
one that didn't want him gave him to Jenna and said leave.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of wrench that threw into their relationship at that moment. But she brought him home. I was working. I was fucking sitting there taking phone calls, and she walks in and comes around the couch and just comes up to me and says, "Here, take this." And like I thought she was gonna throw me food because like she
Right.
works at Burger King. You know what I mean? She's a
Yeah.
assistant general manager at Burger King, so she has that authority to just bring home the old shit. So I thought she was gonna throw me a sandwich. She throws me a fucking kitten. I'm like,
Like,
and I'm going, honey. I'm like, honey, this burger is moving. Like,
were you in the middle of a phone call at that time too? Yeah.
yep. Like
Yeah.
I had just hung up with one, and then
Yeah.
she's like, here, take this. And then as soon as it hits my lap, another call comes in. I'm
Like, wait a minute, hold on.
thank you for calling. How may I help you?
Yeah, like enough. Like,
Like,
what's
get this fucking thing away from me. Like, I
what the
wasn't terrified of it, but it's like, dude, he doesn't know me.
yeah.
If this damn thing starts going for my jugular, I'm working. You get this fucking thing off of me until
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
get used to him. Um,
Exactly. Like you gotta let them get used to you.
yeah,
Like our kid, and we know she was born feral, or pretty sure, if nothing else, she was just at least on the streets, you
yeah,
know, for most of her young life. And so yeah, when obviously when we brought her home, we wanted her out and playing. I was like, no, 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 no. You got to let her build up the trust on her own, and just
yeah,
put like a little dish of food and water right at the end of the cat carrier and open up the cat carrier. And we just kind of set, had it set on the other side of the room, from the couch we were sitting on. We just kind of like sat there and just did nothing, as much as we wanted to go cuddle it. We just like, I was like, no, no, we have to sit and just do nothing, and like, if we walk over there to try and pet her, she could like see that as aggression, like we're coming at her for something or chasing her.
yeah,
And we just let her just walk out and gradually just kind of start exploring the place on her own. And it only took until about like the second day,
yeah,
before she's like, "Hey, wait a minute! Like this is
yeah,
actually kind of cool."
yeah, yeah.
I
I
had her
mean,
on like my lap.
cats are smart. Like with Fry and Milkshake, it took them maybe 2 weeks to fully get accustomed. Like the moment after the first week, they were accustomed to the fact that there's people here, that there's dogs here, and that there's other cats here.
Yeah,
Those are the big ones. The other one, the second week is when it finally started hitting that they no longer have to fight for food. They no longer
like,
have to worry about being run over by cars. They no longer have to worry about being touched by strangers. They don't have to worry about being eaten by like a fucking fisher cat or a fox or whatever the hell is out there. Like when it finally started
I
to
hear it's
settle in,
coyotes.
yeah, yeah. So when it finally started to settle in on that second week that they were completely safe here, they loosened right up and just became but like I said, the feral will always be a part of them. The way they wrestle, the way they move around the house, the way they respond when someone they don't know comes into the house,
Hmm.
like when our friends come over and they don't know who they are. So the way that they respond to shit is still that feral nature, but they are very spoiled and they are always fed. Oh yeah, they are very
So
fucking
roughly,
spoiled.
how old were they when you took them in?
I want to say I was maybe 4 weeks. I mean, he was a baby when we found him.
Oh, that's young, young. Yeah.
Yep. Already separated from the mom, skulking around the Burger King parking lot trying to get food at the drive-through. Like, And we tried to catch his brother too, but his brother was too fucking fast. So we were like, never mind. You don't want to be caught. We're gonna take this one.
Yeah.
And he's but I want to say he's like 6 months old now.
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, he's been here for a while. And
Yeah,
Milkshake,
Susie's about to turn 3.
yeah, like Milkshake when we brought him here was probably 2, maybe 3 months when we brought him here. So getting his feral nature out was a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Because like we grabbed Fry right when his fucking eyes opened, pretty much. Um,
Oh wow.
and Shake already had some experience on the outside, so okay, so Fry was sentenced to prison and we saved him. Shake had done time, and then we saved him. So that's the difference in attitude.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what you mean
Uh,
there. One of them
yeah,
had been like a little bit more institutionalized at that point.
yeah, yeah. Like Fry was about to go behind bars, and we brought him home. And Shake had already been there for a few months, and then we brought him home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah. And so Meatball is 4, Nugget is 3.5. Just to make the math easy, and then I want to say right now, um, if if my math is right and Fry is actually 6 months old, then that would make Shake about 8 months old,
Okay.
and then Checkers is about 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Whole bunch of youngins.
yeah, yeah. Like fucking why? Like just like I already had 4 human babies, and now we keep bringing home fur babies. Like god damn it. I don't need any more. And I
That
even
gal is with.
told my wife, I was like, I want Checkers to turn 12 months old before you bring home another one because I know she's going to. I
Yeah,
cannot tell her do not bring home number 6. I can't tell her that because she's going to do it.
she's going to
I
do it
know
no
she's
matter
going
what
to
you
do it.
say. Yeah.
All I can do is ask for a time limit. Give me 12 months with this kitten before you bring
Right.
number 6 home. I doubt we're gonna make it. I
Something's
can
gonna
gar-
happen now.
I can guarantee she'll make it 6 months. And then
Yeah.
she'll bring home another cat and be like, I had to, I'm sorry. Like, was it about to be run over? Was it about to be run over? Did you save it from a coyote? Was it about to get shot in a gang war? Like, you had to bring it. What the hell was it doing that you had to rescue that cat and bring it home?
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't about to die and you literally rescued it, you don't need to bring it here. We have our
Yeah.
rescues. We don't need any more. But Checkers is literally the first one, like the first one that we didn't actually rescue. He was just given to my wife by someone who didn't want him, and she brought him home. Like Meatball was rescued from the Humane Society because he was about to go there. Nugget was rescued, like I told you, put in a purse and brought home. Shake and Fry were rescued from outside, literal feral. Checkers was just, we don't want him, take him. So he's the first cat that wasn't actually rescued. He was just brought home.
Yeah, man. That cat that I had for 12 years, it was the gal that gave her up. It was because she's moving in with her boyfriend who was like allergic to cats or whatever, so she had to. And then, but then that cat totally like immediately bonded with me, took a liking to me, and was always like laying down on me, purring and all that. And she didn't like my girlfriend at that time, so my girlfriend was on Facebook. It was like a couple years later, she's on Facebook, and a friend of hers had gotten that like a little black kitten, cute little black kitten, from the Oakland SPCA.
Yeah.
It was talking about how like black kittens don't get adopted as much because people are like weird and superstitious and all that.
Superstitious, yeah.
Yeah. And then it was like, and she's like, and they have a whole litter of black kittens. She's like, I want a male black kitten, and I'm gonna name him Marlin. I'm like, wait, what? no, I want a male black cat. I'm like, no, no, like our cat, like Petals will not forgive us for getting another cat. No, I want it. So of course, I worked in East Bay at the time too. So of course, my ass was down there after work on a Friday. Um, like I found the black kitten cage. And like, all right, Merlin auditions. Who wants to be Merlin for the rest of his life? And there's
Right.
this one kitten that little boy kitten that. So like they had like the little teeny tiny ones up there, which is what my girlfriend at the time wanted. But I'm like, no, that's not how you pick a cat. You pick the cat that picks you. And then all of a sudden, there's one kitten who's wasn't like a month and a half or 2 months old. He's 3 months old, like this big, and he just was like fixated on me the whole time. Like, yeah, put my finger through the cage, and he's all nuzzling me and all this, and
Yeah.
then he just kept looking at me and looking at me, and like even when I was paying attention to the other kittens, I'm like, oh damn, dude, this kitten's choosing me, And then they have a little playroom we go to where you play with toys, and I had him jumping all around, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take him, So
Right.
some
That
black
one's
kid,
mine. Yep. That one's mine. I'll tell you.
yeah,
Oh man.
like I
I
guess you're
had
one.
yeah, dude. Two of my friends went through this shit with their kids. So, but it wasn't their wife bringing the animals home. It was they asked the kid. They literally like asked their kids like, do you want cats or dogs? You pick one. We're not having both because the uh the parents really didn't want animals. I mean, they love them now, obviously. Once you get them, even if you didn't want them, you fall in
Yeah,
love with the animals. It's
can't
just the
help
way
it.
it works.
Exactly.
Once they start getting up on your chest and face bumping you and
Hmm.
like chewing on your beard because they're hungry and you're not awake, there's
That's
no
it.
hatred there. You can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
you're
they
like,
melt they
okay,
melt your heart.
okay, Merlin.
But he brings his daughter and his son to the Humane Society, and they had a whole and not kittens, but they had like yours. They had a whole bunch of cats just sitting in a thing, and they didn't know how to choose, so sat down on the floor. Dad went over and opened up the gate,
Yeah,
and he told his kids, whatever kittens come to you, whatever kitten
yeah.
singular comes to you, we will take. Well, they have 6 kittens now.
No, no.
They have 6 cats now because they didn't come through the gate and scatter. All 6 of them ran right into the laps of the children.
Oh no.
So they brought them all home because you're not going to tell your children whatever ones touch your lap we're going to bring home, and then it's not one like you were hoping.
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't
6.
matter. Like, you literally told them, whatever cat touches you, we bring home. Well, now you've got 6 cats.
Hmm. Yeah, for me it was Merlin. Yeah, I took it. I took Merlin home to her. Opened up the little box, taking him home, man. And at first she was like a little upset, like I wanted a teeny tiny kitten. I'm like, no, 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 you gotta understand. Like this is the kitten that like wanted us.
Yeah.
And sure enough, within like less than 5 minutes, she was just like looking at him like, oh my god, you're so
Oh yeah, of course.
cute, you know.
That's what it is, man. Friggin' checkers. Checkers had actually imprinted on my wife.
Hmm.
Because she grabbed him, brought him home. So he imprinted on her and always wanted her. Like when he first got here, it was all about her, sleeping on her pillow, sleeping on her chest, cuddling up to her, that kind of thing, while he was getting used to the house. Well, then I started feeding him. He don't want her anymore. Now he's my cat. Like all the cats are my cats because I
Right,
feed them. And
because
I told her, I was like, all you have to fucking do is feed them once and they won't want me anymore.
right,
Like
yeah,
if it bothers you that much that all of the cats choose me, feed them.
feed them.
Let let them
That's
see
hard.
you. Let them see you with filling up the dry food bowls and breaking out the wet food can and scooping
Yeah,
a little bit on each plate as their snack. Let them see you do it. Then they won't
hmm,
want me anymore. But
right.
no, no, she'd rather complain.
Of course, that's how that goes. That's funny.
Hey, little man. See, he's back up.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Checkers. Yeah, he's teeny tiny.
Oh yeah, he's got that cow pattern.
Yeah, exactly. He's a little. Oh my God! Look at him climbing up the headboard.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Can you let go?
Yeah, he's gotten to that climbing
Oh
state.
shit! Hi. How are you?
He's gotten to that elongated state there too, where they're like all long and skinny.
Oh yeah. He's getting fat though, cause like I feed him a lot. So.
Yeah, when we brought Susie home, like when we pet her, we could feel her ribs and stuff. I was like, okay,
Yep.
you're getting all the food you want for
Oh yeah.
so sticking up. Like
Oh yeah.
normally try and keep him on a regimen or whatever. It's like no, like you're getting like this. It's not going to be like my other cats that I had. It was like okay, right when we first wake up in the morning, and then at 5 p.m. Sharp, and so they had that like regularity. But this one is just like, nope. The second your food bowl is empty, I'm gonna put more in it. We
Yeah.
don't we
Oh
don't
my
want any
god.
food
Yeah.
here.
So when you want to talk about spoiled, let me tell you spoiled. So as far as the dry food goes, because there's 5 cats, we have 2 food bowls, and I keep them accessible all day. I don't move them. I fill them. In the morning, I fill both, and then I leave them alone. I don't touch them. Now, twice a day, once in the morning and once at night, they get a little, like a little taste of wet food.
Okay.
So, because wet food's bad for their teeth. I want to give them an entire can all at once, or even half a can all at once, excessively, because it'll rot their teeth.
Hmm.
But what I do is I take a little can and I literally split it between all 5 cats. But one can gets split to 5 cats twice a day. That's how little they get. Like
Okay.
with meatball, I actually mix it in with his dry food.
Okay.
With all of the other cats, they just get the little thing. But that is why they love me. Me to the fucking kitchen. Like these cats know the routine. I get up in the morning, I fill the dog bowls so that they can eat. Then I fill the dry food cat bowls. Then I put the scoop away. Then as the moment I go into the kitchen, I'm collecting plates. And they know what those fucking plates mean. And
Yep.
I'm grabbing a spoon and I'm grabbing a can and I'm opening the lid. And they all have their designated spots. Like
Yeah.
they're not chasing my feet. Fry gets up on the counter near the coffee maker. He knows this is where I eat. Meatball gets up on the stove where I eat. As long as I'm not cooking, that's where he eats. Is up on the
Yep.
stove. Otherwise, it's over on the chest freezer
Like they
if the
don't
stove
follow
is
you
hot.
around anymore. They go to the spot where they know the food is going to be.
Yep. They know where I put the plate or
Yep.
stove or on the counter. That is where they go. And Checkers picked up on that so fast, but he's too tiny to jump up on the counter because he goes up on the counter. So Fry is on one side of the sink near the coffee maker. Checkers goes on the other side of the sink near the water bowl and the ice maker. So that they're separated, they won't steal each other's food. But he can't get up there. So
Yeah.
he chases my feet and goes meow, 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 like all desperate and shit, like pick me up, dude, I'm fucking hungry. And I
Yeah.
put him on the counter and he just sits there and waits. Watches me. Plate. Scoop. It's my turn. It's my turn. Like they watch me. They know the order. They know meatball
Yeah.
goes first, and then it's fry, and then shake, and then nugget and
Do you
checkers.
go
Like
by
they
like?
know the
Do you go
order.
by seniority
No.
with the cats?
Nope.
Because that's how I used to do with mine. Like I'd go by seniority. Like it Petals first, and then Merlin, and then eventually we got a third kitten. A couple years after that, and so I'd always go right down the line, and like I'd serve Petals first, and then like Merlin, would be such a dick. He like I actually I put both of those down first. One by Petals, one right in front of Merlin, I'm gonna look at his food, look over bum rush Pedal's food, and start eating that. You know, he had his own bowl, and Pedals would just look at him like, okay, whatever, and go and eat his food.
Yeah.
And the third one would just sit there back like, whatever, I got mine. You know.
Hell yeah, like fuck you, I got mine. I don't care if you took mine, I'll take yours. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. Um, no, not by seniority, more by position and convenience. So because meatball is up on the stove and fry is up on the counter, I hit meatball and then fry. Because it's
Gotcha.
literally like I'm facing meatball, then I turn around and I get fry.
I
And
gotcha.
then I put Shake's plate down because he knows like like I tried doing Nugget first because he is the senior on the floor. The one
Yeah.
on the he's the oldest on the floor. Tried putting his plate down first, and Shake was like trying to eat my ankles to get to it. So I was like,
Yeah.
fine. I'll put the plate down for Shake first, and Nugget does not move. He's so patient. He knows the
Mhm.
game. I put the plate down for Shake, and he almost gives me that cat look. Like, yep, I know, I know. Can I have mine now?
Yep. I
Yeah,
know.
like I
I
know.
know
Can
what's
I have
coming. I'm
mine
just gonna
now?
hang
Like,
here. That's how
yeah.
Pedals was
So
too. Pedals would just be like, whatever. Like I know I'm gonna
yeah,
get. You know, I know it's coming. We're good.
and then now I give it Checkers his, so he's last, and he's last because I'm trying to teach him. You know what I mean? Patience.
Yeah.
Which
Patience. Exactly.
it's odd. It's odd. Hi, how are you? It's odd that you can teach patience to a cat easier than you can to a child.
Yeah. Right.
Like, like I feed my kids all day long. It doesn't enhance their patience,
Yeah.
but you do it to a cat a couple of times, and they'll sit there and wait for you.
Yeah.
Like, what? And we're supposed to be smarter.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm
Just goes
failing
to
to
show
get
you
that.
how human nature works, man.
Yeah,
Like.
like I'm failing to understand the logic here.
Yeah. Exactly.
How the hell are we smarter when it's more difficult to teach us shit? I don't get that part.
It just shows you how much like our emotions get in the way of the concrete reasoning.
For real, like okay, my mom had a pig, a potbelly pig as a pet, not as like a butcher pet, but as like basically a dog.
Yeah.
It was gray and hairy. It was actually cute. Um I was the only member of the family that it wouldn't bite. So like my mom fed it belly. It had its own bedroom. Pigs like noise, so they got it a little radio and left it on all day because it keeps the pigs calm.
Hmm.
But you have to do calm radio, quiet, because
Yeah, you're not gonna
if you put on
put
heavy metal,
AC.
if you put
Yeah.
on heavy metal, it'll eat you.
Oh wow.
So yeah, depending on what you're playing, it needs to be calm. So she would just do like boring, um, like church channel talk radio, just nice and calm. Um, but it would bite her. Like it'd bite her ankles, it'd bite her feet, it'd bite her hands. And
Hmm.
it had a pig pen and it was fucking spoiled. And then like my brothers would go over there, they'd get bit. My stepdad would get bit. I would walk onto the property after 6 months of like no contact, just walk right up to the door. And the pig would snort at me because
Yeah.
it wanted me to pet her, not because it wanted to bite me. It would get pissed off if I didn't pet her. Like I
Yeah.
would walk into the door and my mom would be like, don't come in here too fast. She hasn't seen you in X amount of time. I don't want her to bite you. And I would walk in and she'd come right up to me and my mom would be like,
Animals always
watch out.
remember.
Watch out. She's going to bite you. And she'd walk right up and just, and then I'd pet her. And my mom's like, I fucking hate you. How do you do that every time? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Do you even know why it was that that pig like chose you as the one not to bite, or
Nope. Never figured it out.
sensed vibe? I guess.
Yep. It just,
Years
it
back.
just never bit me. It
Yeah.
never once bit me, or any of my kids. But it bit everybody else. It bit everybody else. It did not
Weird.
bite me. It bit my wife. It
I
bit my
knew a
mom.
Chihuahua like that once, actually. It's these two, like years back, there's these two guys, there were a couple, they had this on the top floor condo of like on this tower on a hill overlooking San Francisco. So it's just an amazing view, with like the floor to ceiling windows all the way around and a balcony you could hang out on. So it was like every single weekend, like what's going on at Danny and Rob's, they'd be like, yeah, come on over, man. They had a full bar set up there and anything. It's just an automatic go to. And I had this little chihuahua that would bite everybody, yeah, all the time. And so they had to keep the chihuahua locked into the bedroom when people were over. And they'd always have like maybe 10 people over at a time too and stuff. And
Yeah.
like everybody's afraid of Chihuahua. Every now and then someone come in like, oh no, no, I understand dogs. I understand dogs. Ow, he bit me. And but one time they went out, like they had to go away for like a few days, and they asked me and my gal to dog sit. And so we're like, okay, sure. So we walked in and just fed him. And then we had those guys didn't really take him out on walks or anything. He had like a little peeing pad or whatever inside. So we
Yeah.
took him out on walks. We took him out to the beach and everything. Was on his leash. We were walking around out there. This dog freaking loved us after that. Like
Hell yeah, I
every
bet
single
they
time
did.
I'd walk in and people are like, no, 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 don't do that. Don't mess with that dog. I'm like, what? Hey there. They're like, oh my God, how did you do that? I just don't tell them. Like, I just got the magic touch.
Right?
The
Hell
guy,
yeah.
he bit Jane Weedland from the Go Go's one time because he used to hang around there. it's like, it's like
Hey,
he doesn't care how many millions of albums you've sold, right? Like,
hey.
she's like, I thought I had away with it. I'm like, no.
Right? Yeah. I mean, but like you said, it's probably vibe.
Yeah.
Sense that shit. They can sense if you're nervous or scared or if you got something going on.
It's
Like
like,
they
oh
can
wait, this
sense
is
all that shit.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really was just a matter of like we just had to feed him and take him for walks, and that's all we had to do. And then he was completely like loved us after that,
Yeah. It would
Like
have been funny. It would have been funny if when like your friend came back, the
yeah,
dog was like, "No, I want to go with him now." Like it would have been fucking hilarious if like your friend came back and the dog like looked at them and went and then
yeah.
looked at you and was like, "Can I go home with you now?" Like,
I
I don't
know,
want you
right?
to leave. You take me for walks. It would have been fucking hilarious because your friend would be like, "Dude, fuck you. Like, what did you do to my dog?" He's like,
His name was.
I
Yeah, I know. Yeah, totally.
like I
Be
took him
like,
for walks. Like I don't know.
yeah, yeah, because they would take him for walks. There was another dog too that they would take for walks. They didn't take him for walks, because they figured to get to the city, he's too small or something. I don't know, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
we're
don't know.
just like, we let him run around the beach, and he's just
Yeah,
like, you guys are cool.
yeah. Like, listen, the smaller the dog, the less distance you have to walk
Yeah,
because it takes them forever. They're tiny, so
exactly. Got little legs there.
you know exactly. Like you take a yellow lab football field, they're not really gonna notice. But you take
Yeah,
a chihuahua the length of a football field, and it's like they walked 5 miles. Like you,
yeah,
because
exactly.
they're tiny. It takes them. They got to move their legs faster. It takes more energy. So the
Speaking
smaller
of
the dog,
taking
the
dogs
less
out
you
to
have to walk.
fields, like this is just one of like when like just a random musing I've had lately. Like when you sit around and like think just random, really stupid thoughts. Um, I've always wondered what it must be like for the dogs of like Major League Baseball pitchers, or outfielders. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
my
they
god!
throw the ball so much farther than any other human can. You think the dog would be like, dude, what? Like really? You're killing me here, man. You just
I
threw that
mean,
thing for
I kind of feel bad for the pitchers in a way because like just like imagine like a pitcher, right? He's been training his whole life. He did his time. He finally got into the major leagues, right? And after all of that, he finally gets himself a dog. Like
Yeah.
after all of that, he never had one growing up. He never had one when he was coming up. He just like he becomes a major, and then he's like, now I need to get a dog. And he
Hmm.
goes out into the yard that first time, and he throws a fucking 90-mile-an-hour ball at his dog.
Yeah, right.
I feel worse for the pitcher because it's like you've got to untrain
Hmm.
that time.
All that training. Yeah,
All
exactly.
that you got to snap out of that training, toss the ball to your dog so that you don't kill the fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like you're right though. Like imagine a pitcher goes to the beach and has a ball.
Yeah,
He's like,
the beat.
"Go on, boy, catch it."
Yeah,
Or the dog's
exactly.
like, "How am I supposed to get that? God damn it!" Like
That's where I
run
was
across
thinking
the
that
whole
when
beach.
I was sitting at the beach, I saw some guy like throwing the ball down the beach to his, like his dog run and chase after it. It's like, can you imagine if it was like, say, the center fielder who's used to being able to like throw people out at home from center
Yeah,
field?
exactly. Ball go.
Like,
It blends in with the beach. I can't even see it anymore.
I can see the dog eventually looking back, like, dude, really? Like, he had to throw it 500 feet again? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Then you hear ruckus from the other side of the beach because it like hit some person in the forehead, fucking knocked him out cold.
Right?
This going home, going home.
Yeah, yeah. And
Huh?
then, I
Yeah,
know,
we're not
okay, we're
getting
going
that
home
ball. We're
now.
going home. Come on, let's go.
Come on, let's go, let's go.
Let's get out of
Of
here.
course, it'd be great if you're like one of the local, local major leaguers. It'd be like, who the hell just hit me in the head with this ball? Oh my God, Madison Bumgarner! No
Yeah,
way!
exactly. Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly.
Cool.
Like never meet your heroes, right? Especially if you peg them in the fucking back of the head with a baseball. Jesus. Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah. Holy shit, dude.
Hmm?
You know it's been 2 hours?
Damn, it has. It's 7:15.
Yeah,
Damn,
man.
not
God
bad.
damn.
That's one of your longer runs there too. Because I checked out, your channel,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, damn, people are going deep into it, like an hour and a half, and everything. It's like I don't
Yep.
know if like I never met you before, so I'm like I don't know how, if we'll be able to carry it that long, but here we are.
Yep. The shortest one that I've had so far is 25 minutes. And
Wow.
then the longest one that I had was an hour and 53. And then I don't know if you know who it is, but Cooley. I had Cooley on. Um, he's a he's a cool dude from TikTok. I don't know if you know him.
No, I don't know.
If you don't, look up Cooley. That's all you have to type in, and you'll
Got it.
find him. But he was the 3.5 hour where half of it I was running errands around town.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
like I told him when he came on, I was like, yeah, the longest I've had anyone on is an hour and 53 minutes. And he's like, well, we're about to change that. And I didn't realize what he meant
Yeah.
because like my afternoon was spent fucking talking to this guy. So
That's pretty damn
like I
cool.
I had no idea what he meant. Halfway through it, I'm going, well, I gotta go because I gotta run errands. And he's like, no. Okay,
So
well, I guess you're coming with me.
like famous on TikTok or kind of became famous on TikTok or whatever.
What's up?
Is Cooley somebody that kind of became known on TikTok?
Not famous, but known.
Known, yeah.
Yeah, like he's a cool dude. He's fucking funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely like TikTok's been my most successful like social media platform. I mean, so I'm just kind of like running with it. Like I first got on in early 2020, and it's just me. It's because me and my wife at the time, like her kid was, entering adolescence and getting into TikTok, and we're like, we better get on there just so we can kind of monitor things, right? And maybe see what it's all about. And at first I call it, at first I kind of just, derisively like, called it, it's YouTube for people with short attention spans or YouTube, but
Yeah.
and
You
so I
fell
did
for
it,
the trap. You fell for the trap.
I did.
Right
Well,
into the trap.
not at first though. It was like, so I did a video of me just playing Led Zeppelin's Rain song on my acoustic guitar, in my living room, and they got 3 likes. One was the wife, one was her kid. I don't know who the other person was. And I was like, okay, I'm probably too old for this TikTok stuff. Fast forward a full year to like about February of last year, I'm on my trucking run coming back across the state of Nevada out in the middle of nowhere on a Friday. Kiddo calls me, and I'm pretty, I'm like 90% sure like what the phone call is going to be. It's like, Dad, can we have pizza when you get home? I thought it was going to be something like
Right?
that.
Yeah.
Dad, guess what? I, like your song is available on as a sound on here on TikTok, and I put a video out promoting your song, and it got 500 views and 200 likes. And I was like, wait, what? And then the kiddo like put out 3 more videos over that weekend. Like, yeah, this is my, my dad. It's my mom's husband, and he's really awesome. You should check him out. And got like 2,000, got my song, at least a clip of my song heard 2,000 times over the course of one weekend. I'm like 2,000, like that's more views than my entire YouTube channel. Like what? Okay. So maybe I should look into this. And then up from there, it just took off
Yeah.
for me. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm about to release, some more stuff. I'm gonna re-release 2 songs that I released in 2020 that were my own home mix, right? And as like home mixes, I did, the guy didn't really know what he was doing, did in his living room. It sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
Even my friends were like, dude, that's actually impressive. You just did this all yourself. But, I needed to be, that takes you to about here. Professional level is like up here,
Yeah.
So I found like a music like pro to mix down my stuff, and it sounds so much better. So I'm like, I pulled those 2 songs. I'm going to re-release them, but I'm thinking I'm going to release them through TikTok's new distribution service. They have a new music distribution service called Sound On, to where you
Yeah.
just upload the song, upload the graphic, and then they put it everywhere. They obviously, it's going to be on TikTok. You select the 30 or 60-second clip of it that you want to be the sound on TikTok.
Oh, okay. So that, yeah, okay, I got you. So that's how sounds. It's not always just people like borrowing the sound from videos. People submit them. Okay. I was always wondering how
So
the hell sounds got on there.
it's yeah. So like the previous distributor I went with, CD Baby. I mean, they've been good, but they're also kind of old school. I wanted to try out something new. Um, what it is, you upload a song, you upload the graphic for it, and then they put it everywhere for you,
Yeah.
automatically. You're on Apple, Spotify, Pandora, was it YouTube Music? It was Google Play Music. And one of the things they put it on is TikTok. So it comes from a distributor a lot of the time. If it's,
You said that
and,
was sound on?
but yeah, this new one that TikTok's putting out is called Sound On. And it's like, well, shit, it's just getting started. I'm like, I kind of wouldn't mind being on the ground floor of something. You know what I mean? Like, especially if not too many people in the new artists are trying it out. Like, that
Yeah.
would actually, so if I started, or when I start, putting out videos that promote the song, I mean, they'll basically put me on TikTok's radar, and they'd be, more likely to boost the post and put it on people's FYP because they
Yeah,
want
yeah.
their distribution service to work.
Yeah.
So they need people to be successful. So I'm like, and plus again, it's like there's so many different music distribution or music promotion options out there. But I've decided, just you really only need a couple. Just TikTok and Spotify, because those are the most
Yeah.
TikTok's the ones working for me the best, and then Spotify because that's where most people go to find music. So it's gonna be
Like I
interesting
was
months once I get that going.
yeah, like I was actually thinking about putting my podcast on Spotify. I just didn't know how to do it.
Okay, yeah, yeah, a podcast. How would you do that? Yeah, you can.
Probably the same way. It'd probably be the same way.
Yeah. If you went through a distributor like CD Baby or DistroKid, um, I know that Sound On they put it on Apple Music and Spotify, which is like just fine. I don't know if they put it on YouTube Music as well, but either way, they'll just those 2 alone, it's like kind of feeling like all I need. Um, they, what you could do is download the app. They have Spotify app, But
Yeah.
then they also have another app called Spotify for artists, and I think they have an upload option there, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
But yeah, that
Spotify
would be
for
good.
artists.
That way, people could yeah, subscribe, get your podcast like downloaded weekly or what. You do this what weekly?
Yeah. Yeah, well, like I guest spots whenever. Sometimes once a week, sometimes 3 times a week. It depends on when people are able to come on, because I usually do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday for guest spots.
Yeah.
But like yesterday, they had to cancel, and I don't have anyone booked for Saturday.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's one of those
But
things.
you record them and then release them at a regular rate, like one a week,
Yeah, yeah,
or is
yeah.
it just?
Every Saturday they go up on YouTube. So like
So
I
I'm not
have a.
until Sunday, so I've decided it's time for.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh yeah, man. If I had it, I'd be drinking too. So don't apologize. I just don't have
There,
any in the house right now. Um,
right on.
but yeah, like I have a queue. So when we're done, this video will be saved and put into my queue, and believe it or not, I have a lot. So I can't even really tell you how long it'll be before this video goes up.
Yeah.
But I do know it'll be long enough to where you and I forgot what we talked about. Um, which is
That's
which
all
isn't
good.
a bad thing. Yeah, I mean that's not a
No,
bad
not
thing.
at all.
So
Well, the cool thing is too that by the time this video goes up, that would maybe give me time to like get the at least the first single out there. A couple things I got to deal with in my life right now that I can't jump right into that. Um, and as I just gotta like, well, as of today, I found another place to live. Um,
nice.
I'm going to be living in downtown Oakland. A really nice. It's like basically like a luxury condo. Only I can afford it.
Yeah.
Um, beautiful luxury building, all kinds of amenities. Um, and then I got to like get my divorce done.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've been there, man. I've been there. It sucks.
like she was like, I just want quick and easy, and then just be done with this whole thing. And then she goes and is coming after me for freaking spousal support. It's like that's no. Like I told her straight up, like you realize that's like a declaration of war against me, right? You're fighting me now. That means I have to fight back. I have to get a lawyer now too. She lawyered up on me and stuff. It's like that is not really in line with you.
That's not
Wanting
quick
to
and easy.
be quick and easy
That's
and get it over with.
not quick and easy.
No, not at all. So
That
now I got to deal with that. But so I left her like last August. Went and moved to a hotel, extended stay America. It's supposed to just be a couple of weeks, but then ended up being like 4 months. Like everything got all fucked up. And but once I was there, like towards the end, like I met this really great, gorgeous gal, and we got together. So I had her move in with me because she had just come out to the West Coast as like a traveling medical assistant. And I was like, I'm moving to San Francisco. Do you want to come with me? Okay, we got this place there here, but um, it was like, okay, look, honey, we need to, I, I'll make this fair because you're just getting started out here. I'll pay 2/3 of the rent. You pay 1/3, right? And then because I can afford that share. Can you afford that share? Oh yeah, I can. I can. I never again saw a dime in rent from her, and it's like, now she's like moved out, and it's like, damn it. So I got to give up this place, but it's okay though. It's like, all right, everyone's like, dude, what the hell did you move in with someone before? Like, I was having fun, getting laid. I don't know, like,
yeah. You know what? There's don't try to reason with it.
yeah,
Don't seriously don't. Just literally like why did you do it? Because I can. Just leave it there. Because
anybody does.
if you start
It's like,
trying to
why?
rationalize and find the actual reason, it's just gonna boil down to you were getting laid. That's all it was.
Exactly, exactly.
That's
It's
all it
like,
fucking was.
why did you do it? For the same reason anyone does anything in this world, because they can.
Exactly. Like like you know, like, why did you marry that girl? Because I was getting laid at the time. Like, why did you go and buy her a car you know you can't afford? Because I was getting laid at the time. Like, it's
Yeah.
all that reason all the time ever. So
Yeah. So she I was like when we left Sacramento, she's like, yeah, I'm moving in with my boyfriend in San Francisco. Can you transfer me someplace closer, to San Francisco or someplace close? They put her in this town called Vacaville, which is an hour away. It's a suburb.
yeah.
And, the company pays her lodging. So she has a furnished apartment out there. So next thing you know, she's always out there and stuff. And then just, I'm sorry, baby, I don't have any rent money for you this month because I had bills to pay. See, so she's, like I said, quite a bit younger than me, but she had just turned 32. And, but she had told me that up until like a year ago, for her entire adult life and since high school, like she'd gotten pregnant at 19 and got married and, and raised the kids. She was a stay at home mom. And like, that's something that never occurred to me is like, that means she doesn't really understand the seriousness of like rent's the one bill you cannot fuck up on ever, like,
Yeah.
and, but her contract's coming up soon, so she'll figure it out. Once she has to be on her own and work and support herself.
Yep, it happens, man.
Yeah, yeah. And if she comes back saying, "Hey, I'm so sorry," all right, cool. Yeah, we can hang out. I don't know about you moving into my new place, but yeah, we can hang out.
Yeah, right. Like, you're not moving in again, but we can hang out if you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and don't start leaving shit in my bathroom and in my medicine cabinet, because no, you're not gonna weasel your way in here.
Right, right, right.
Like, you're not gonna leave clothes here either. You don't leave your music here. You don't leave your clothes here. You don't accidentally leave your keys here. Keep
Yeah,
all that shit at your own place.
exactly. So, but anyway, I mean, you know what? Everyone's like, dude, I mean, after the hell that I went through, like in the end of my marriage, all that, the last couple of years of my marriage, being married to somebody who's basically mentally unstable, and it was like everyone's like, Dave, dude, you just need to work on you. You need to take some time and just like I'm like, yeah, dude. And they're like, dude, you know who your relationship was with, dude, like your guitar. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Like
Right.
that's totally it. And so I'm just gonna do me and just do my music and put it out there, and then I can just put as much time and energy as I need into my music with making it and getting my performance skills back up to where they need to be, and then promoting it. I could do all I want now without somebody saying like, "Why don't you ever spend time on me?" Like
Yeah.
you're making it all about you.
Hey, and also, by the way, just your TikTok handle, but any links that you have to videos, I mean, literally anything to do with your music, get them to me, because when I post this, I'll put it in the description.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully, I will have something out. I should have at least the first single. This is the Resistance, back out again, the new professional mix of it.
Yeah.
Here's what I love about San Francisco. Like I said, I would, run into Jane Weedland from the Go-Go's at parties, and we kind of became friends. And then, like, there's this other guy that I met through, like, this couple I met in the karaoke scene, and this guy has, like, like, oh, you have your own recording studio. Yeah, yeah. And you're doing it for a living. Very cool. And, I heard a couple of his old albums, like, damn, this guy's really good. And, like, well, we became Facebook friends. This is years ago. And it was like, damn, he's like toured the world and like played arenas and stuff like that. He's done it for real. So when it came time to, you know, get a professional mix on my stuff, it was just a matter of messaging him. Hey Mark, I saw you're on your Facebook page. You're looking for clients, man. I'm looking for somebody for mixdown and mastering services. He's like, Dave, of course I remember you. How's it going, man? Yeah, dude. Come by.
Oh yeah.
And just like that, I have like these professional sounding mixes. It's like so. San Francisco is like the big enough city that attracts characters like that. You'll see people like that floating around. But it's a small enough city so that you'll actually bump into them. Like
Yeah.
in social settings.
That's
And
funny.
yeah, it's just kind of wild. And then I mean, I had my band Psycho Kitty. I mean, we were up and running. We started in 2006. I was in another band before that for a couple of years, but didn't work out. But then me and the drummer split off to do Psycho Kitty. I had all the songs written, and like we had our first gig towards the end of 2006 and 2007. It's like when we really like established a foothold in the scene, and basically, in other words, like going from emailing clubs cold and them not knowing us to, oh yeah, Psycho Kid, yeah, you guys want the 18th? You can have the 18th, like you can play
Yeah,
that night, in like the first year, and like, yeah, do you guys want to book it? Yeah, dude, I'm friends with all these other bands. Oh, I'm sure we can find other bands to round out the bill. Good. And we were active until 2014. So it's like I also had that experience under my belt. So it's like it
nice.
gives you a little bit more like of a foothold when you're talking to people like that. It's like, oh yeah, no, I've been out there in the music scene. I've done it.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I think my old ass is gonna go to bed.
All right, I guarantee you're not old. How old
Can't
are
be
you?
old. 34.
Oh, you're young. Shit.
No, but I feel old, man.
I'm 51.
Yeah. I'm surrounded by a zoo of responsibility. It's tiring.
A zoo. Well, you're surrounded by a literal zoo.
Literal zoo, man. Fucking animals, children, my wife.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be surprised if the wife came home with a pig one day, too.
It would, because she does. We eat pigs. We don't have them for animals, so it would. It wouldn't surprise me that she brought it home. It would surprise me if she brought it home and said, "This is our new pet."
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, "Well, there's two things. Well, there's three things wrong with that. One, we eat pigs, and
Yeah.
two, bringing a pig home makes you just like my mother, and three, you hate my mother. So there's
Okay.
there's
I was thinking she
issues.
might get the idea from your mom.
Yeah, like there's issues here. You need to kind of chill a little bit. But yeah, yeah, dude, fucking wow, nearly 2.5 hours. Jesus, I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
even
also having
remember
to
half.
remind myself, it's, you can see it's like still light out here. I'm also having to
Yeah,
remind myself it's like freaking 10:30 at night over there, and you got to
yeah.
work in the morning.
No, I don't work in the morning.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, I have getting up early to put the kids on the bus in the morning, and then dealing with these, spoiled fat ass animals in the morning. So I lose the human children to school all day, but I'm home with the fur children,
For children.
you
Yeah.
know, that don't understand what sleep is.
Hmm.
So, you know. But yeah, dude, it's been fucking cool, man. I don't remember half of what we talked about, but that's how when conversations go really well,
Yeah.
that's kind of how it's supposed to be.
It's like a blur. It didn't feel like 2.5 hours. Like I said, it's going into this,
That's
going home, carry a whole hour or even an hour and a half. And it's like,
yeah,
here
that's
was
what I
like
mean,
blink
man.
and it's 2.5 hours.
It's been crazy as shit. Like your the message that you sent me about the autocorrect thing was fucking funny.
Yeah, it's because I went to your store, the link you sent me
Yeah,
to your store, and I saw the autocorrect shirt.
yeah. Dude, I have
Yeah, I ducking
22
hate
items.
autocorrect.
Got 22 items in there right now.
Yeah, nice.
Um, it's insane because like
Yeah,
that's
I'm just doing this like now. I have an old cafe press store that I just kind of like. I'm not even selling shit. I just kind of like, like the hat. It like
yeah,
I have a big head, so like not that many hats fit me. Not many are deep enough going this way. And
yeah,
so these guys like the hats that their stock hats just happen to fit me just fine. So
yeah,
like as soon as one of these gets dirty or gets messed up, I just order another one. That's kind of what I
yeah,
use it for at this point.
yeah. Like I had to rebrand the entire store because I'm not doing it as merch anymore. Like I went through the entire store and all of my old stuff. I first of all I went and redid it. Like if I didn't like the way it looked or I didn't like the way it was written, I would dismantle and just redo the whole line. And then
Yeah.
I took the Captain Fuckwit off the back.
Okay.
I literally I rebranded the store. It's no longer merch. It's just a store. Like I don't want it attached to. The only way that it's attached to my TikTok is the fact that that's where the link is.
Yeah.
The link is there in my bio, but it's not merch. It's just an online store. And
Yeah.
there's
Well, I'm
20.
Spotify like artist page up and running. That'll be my link in my bio.
Yeah, yeah. That's yeah, and like there's 22 different sayings, and each saying has 26 options. So
Oh, nice.
it's a huge fucking store. It's
Yeah.
so and it's so much work. So much fucking work. But it's worth it, man. Like if it does take off to be like an actual store, because like you can get any masks if you still want masks, hoodies for when it's cold. So it's like it's all season. Even though I live in Florida, I still do the winter shit. Yoga mats if you want to look at a funny saying when you're doing yoga. Towels, the neck gaiters for also when it's cold. Phone cases, AirPod cases, um, top bucket hats,
Nice.
leggings, bike shorts, like fucking everything, anything. It's all on there. A backpack. You want a
Yeah,
backpack?
who I go through, Cafe Press.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty much like that too. You just upload your graphic and just select anything that you want it on. It could be anything, a mouse pad, a freaking toddler's onesie,
I
whatever,
might, I
coffee
might
cup.
actually. You, cafe what? Cafe press?
Press, yeah.
Press. I might actually do that because Teespring's hats right now are a special option. Like you've got to actually have a graphic that fits. So I can't just go
Oh,
on there
gotcha.
and be like, this is what I wanted to say. You actually have to like load the graphic on, and then it's got to fit perfectly. So you have to know how big the graphic needs to be
Oh,
and where it
wow.
needs to go.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
Cafe Press, like they do have a template of like it can't be any bigger than this or whatever. You just upload the
yeah,
graphic and they find a way to make it fit wherever.
yeah, yeah. With Teespring right now, they don't have that for hats yet. Only the bucket hats. Like your kind of hat, it's got to be a special kind of thing. It's got to be like it's a big pain in the ass. So I might actually do Cafe Press along with Teespring, just so I can start releasing hats because hats
Yeah,
are a
dude.
huge seller. Hats are
Yeah.
huge. So I might actually do that because I've been looking for a place like Teespring, for specifically for hats. So yeah,
Nice.
Cafe Press. Yeah, I might actually, as long as like it's free to do the account and everything. Like they don't
Yeah, oh
charge
yeah.
you to have it. Okay,
Oh yeah, it's free. And
and
the whole
then
thing is like they say here's your baseline price, you choose the markup.
yeah, gotcha. And then you get a cut when it sells. Yeah, so same
Yeah.
thing as Teespring, just a different platform. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah, Cafe Press has been around a long time, come to think of it. I remember using them as far back as like the early 2000s, like 20 years ago.
Nice. Yep, never heard of them until today, so I appreciate that.
Right on.
Yeah, man, because
If I could help.
there's a lot of my sayings that will not fit on a hat because they're too fucking big, but a lot of them will. A lot. Well, like Captain Fuckwit would fit on a hat very easily. Um,
Yeah.
oh Jesus, yeah, like dude, I don't. I'm so fucking tired. I can't even list most of the things.
You're fitting.
Yesterday, yesterday, what was one of them? Yesterday, my newest one was I'm not real. I'm the voice in your head that tells you when to pee.
Nice.
Um, that wouldn't fit on a hat, but it's a nice thing. And then another one is, "Are you for real, or did my parents do too many drugs?" Like that was one that I got from one of our family friends that I think is 62, so very very old school biker dude, and he gave me that one because he's like it fits his generation and then it fits the hippie the children of the hippies of his
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah. It's like it's
So
baby boomers and Gen X it works for.
yeah,
Um, In fact, yeah, I mean, the Gen Xer, like in high school in the 80s, like, with a lot of people that had like parents from the 60s. Yeah, if he came across a kid that was like particularly weird, that like that was one of the lines, just like, damn, dude, did your mom by any chance drop acid while she was pregnant with you?
Yeah. I know the God, what I did two today. Fucking, I don't even remember what they are anymore. Um, yeah, man, my brain is completely shutting down. Oh yeah, yeah. So the one today that got advertised was if women were honest, how long is this going to take? Because I can fake it for a minute. That that is one of my absolute favorites because the men do not want their women buying it, but they do
Hmm.
it anyway, and it's the funnest fucking thing. Like I can do a lot in 30 seconds. That one is popular with
I remember that one.
wives buying it for their husbands.
Nice.
That one, yeah. Like I don't want to know, I don't really care, but the fact that they do it, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, the one that I did today was that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. When do we start?
Yeah.
That one I posted today.
That's a good one.
Yeah, God, dude, I fucking love that one. And I do my research too. Like I'll I'll go to Google and I'll type the saying in, and then I'll write shirt at the end, and
Yeah, make sure
I'll see
somebody
what
doesn't have
pops
it
up.
already.
Yeah, a couple of them I had to actually. There's been quite a few that I had to deny, and then there were a couple in my store that I had to delete because when I
Okay.
went and redid my whole store, I went back and researched and was like, oh shit, like no, I've got to get rid of this one. This one's way too popular. So even though I liked it, I had to get rid of it. So but yeah, man, I've got way too fucking many. It's hard to think about them. I've got one about hemorrhoids. Yeah, yeah, because like it's I had hemorrhoids once. Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah, so that was, and like the yeah has the dots with it. The
No
yeah,
shit. Yeah, it's
it's
not
not
fun.
fun. Yeah, it's not fun. So kind of that pause, like yeah, it's not fun. Oh
Yeah,
shit, yeah,
it's not fun.
yeah. The first one that I had today was a shout out to ADD. It was once upon a time. What was I talking about? So yeah, I put that on a shirt. And the way that I did it was I did once upon a time in like beautiful calligraphy. And then after the time was three dots, and then there's a whole separate line of just dots. And then
Yeah.
underneath that, it's just in normal writing. It's not calligraphy anymore. It's just normal writing. It says,
Yeah,
"What
yeah.
was I talking about?
Wait, what was I talking about?
What was
What was I
I?"
talking about?
Yeah, that's a shout out to ADD. Yeah, so that's fun. But yeah, like, dude, I thought that I was done with 20, and I had a friend of mine on a couple days ago, and he gave me like nine other ideas to slap on shirts. And
Oh, yeah.
as I, as much as I appreciate it, that is a lot of fucking work.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like that's the thing. Like once you realize, okay, I think I'm done now, then like the ideas keep coming. You can't do anything about it.
doesn't stop, man. My favorite one that he gave me was, "Mom, why do I look like the maintenance man?" Yeah, that one right there. Out of all the ideas that he gave me yesterday, is my absolute favorite, and I cannot wait to put it on a shirt.
That's good.
The other one was, "I lost all my marbles and replaced them with beads." Like I've lost my marbles. They're replaced with beads, or however I choose to write it. But yeah. Um, fuck. Another one was oh, yeah, never, yeah. Again, that's a long list too. I only did two. I've got seven more of those to do. So I'm gonna have 29 fucking lines in my store by the time I'm done,
Okay.
and each
Pretty
one with
sure I still
20,
have that window open on my phone. I'll make sure and bookmark it
and
so I can
each
keep
one with
coming back.
26 fucking options. Yeah, dude, it's a stupid amount of work.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
because I'm not I am not patient enough, too lazy to release one thing and see how
Yeah.
it grabs your attention and then slowly pack the rest on. I don't have I'm way too lazy for that shit. So I'm
Well,
not
yeah,
like,
you
oh,
get that urge to like, okay, no more, more. As soon as you create
yeah,
one thing, you're like, more.
yeah, like I don't have the time to be like, here's a hoodie, let's see how it works. And then wait for people to be like, oh, does this come in a shirt? Does this come on a mask? Like, no, I'm just gonna give you everything right up front. If you
Hmm.
want it, you go in and buy it. Because again, it's not merch. You don't walk into fucking Walmart or TJ Maxx and like, does this come in a T-shirt? Oh yeah, we'll release it next week if enough interest
Yeah.
comes into the store. You know, that's merch. It's not merch. It's a store. You walk in and it's all there. You scroll
Yeah,
through that
I'm
screen
really
and you've
getting
got
into independent like designer labels too, like just like local artists. I found two that I really love. One's called Corrupt Label. That like I would just they have booths set up at like the street fairs in San Francisco in the summertime. Like I saw them at the Fillmore Street Jazz Festival, the Fillmore Jazz and Blues Festival, and I was like walking by, like that's all about the shirts. That's compelling. I like it. And then
yeah,
a month later, when I saw them at the Haight Ashbury Street Fair, I'm like, okay, I'm getting one. And then I
yeah, yeah.
recently got another one, and then at my stop in Taos, New Mexico. It's right there on the main drag through town. They always save like the truck parking out front on the street for me. I always noticed the first couple times on the run, as I pull out, there's this shirt called Guerrilla Graphics, Guerilla. And then the classic Che Guevara like logo, like
Oh yeah.
shadow logo, only it's a woman's face, and all the shirts hanging in the window. I'm like, dude, it's like two doors down from my stop. I'm like, one of these times, I think I need to I need to stop in there and now and of course I eventually did. Now I own like what 5 shirts from them.
Right? Well, yeah, I mean, you never know when you're gonna go back, so you may as well buy more than one.
Yeah, well, no, it's I'm there every other Tuesday because I deliver 2 doors down. So it's
Oh,
like
okay. So you
it's
might
just
just
weird.
stop in, like, I'm gonna buy a new shirt.
Yeah, yeah, right. It was kind of like that for a while. Last time I walked in there, it was like the same girl. She's like, "Oh, adding to your collection, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like,
Yeah, come on, whatever.
there's one that's kind of like a red color, kind of like a burnt red color, and the black like a Che Guevara logo. Only it's a chimp. And it says "Viva la Evolucion."
Nice.
And there was on my first trip in there, there was a one that's like kind of like a dark brown or kind of a medium brown, and it's like this picture from the 1800s of this Native American guy, looking like with the feathers and everything, holding a rifle, looking all pissed off, and the caption read "Fighting Fascism since 1492."
Nice.
I was like, yeah, that one's on the list. And then they had, I bought one that was like the New Mexico flag, the yellow with the symbol on there. They call it, that's called the Zia, as I found out.
Yeah.
Um, it's like a cool distressed version of it, not the actual thing. It's like a cool kind of rock and rolly looking one. And so I bought that. And then like that's when I went in again the following time, 2 weeks later, like, she's like, adding to your collection. I'm like, when you had a choice between two shirts and you should have gotten both, but like, if you see something in a store and you think of it more than twice after you leave the store, she's like, it means you should have bought it. I'm like, yeah. So I bought the Zia shirt in black with the red Zia on it, and now I'm like, wear it on my New Mexico days and then my New Mexico delivery days, and people at my stores like, dude, that's a cool fucking shirt, bro.
Right? Hell yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. All right, dude. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you're done, huh?
Oh no, that's okay. Like I said, I was gonna go 15 minutes ago, and then we started talking again, and I
Yeah,
just
no, it's
know,
like
I
your
know,
brain is done now. Like you're tired.
yeah, like I know if I don't hit stop recording and go, you and I are gonna talk for another hour. It's not gonna stop.
It's one of
So
those.
I
Exactly.
am gonna, I am gonna have you on again though, dude, because you're cool as hell to talk to. So I will have
Right
you
on,
on
man.
again. I'm gonna start
Yeah,
doing a couple of
you
repeats
know,
because
like,
there's
my music out there. You can do that. Yeah.
yeah. like there's a few people that I've had on here that I want to have on again. There's a few. Like I've done a lot of these so far, and there's a few
Yeah.
that I want to have on again. You're one of them. So yeah,
Right on.
I will
Cool.
have you on a second time.
Yeah, I've been on podcasts multiple times before, so it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets better every time.
It's weird though, because I think the conversation will probably pick up right where it left off. That'll be the weird part.
Yeah, probably so. I'll probably be
As
purposefully wearing one of those shirts I bought at that store just to show off.
yeah, like I don't know when he's
Nice.
gonna have me back on again. I'm just gonna keep wearing this until he invites me back on.
Yeah. Like, oh wait, you want Wednesday at 5, 8 Eastern. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Like, what was I talking? Oh, I'm talking about that shirt. I'll throw it on.
right, exactly. All right, man. Have a
Oh,
good night,
well,
though.
just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it. There's my studio.
There you go.
All right. Anyway, thought I'd get that in there before we went.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, have a good night, man. Get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
All right, man. Later on.
Later.